that are of interest to Mariner fans. Mariners not getting any help from the Brewers, who have the best record in baseball, but they are losing once again to the Rangers 5-3 as they head to the bottom of the 8th in Texas. Also, the Red Sox up on the A's right now, 3-2. That one in the top of the 5th. In Sacramento, other games going on top of the 5th. Diamondbacks shutting out the Giants 4-0. Top of the 4th in Anaheim, Angels up 3-1 on the Twins. Still to come, you've got the Phillies and Mets. Yankees playing host to the Tigers. Blue Jays hosting the Astros, as well as the Braves and Cubs get together in Atlanta.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Happy Wednesday to everybody on a beautiful day outside. Enjoying this weather while it's here and enjoying the Mariners winning, Dave. That's 4 in a row, and they have secured this series from the St. Louis Cardinals, and hopefully they can complete the sweep tonight in Game 3. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the Seahawks as they get set for the Steelers this weekend. Brooke Pryor, Steelers reporter for ESPN, will join us at 2:30. We're going to catch up with Eric Saubert, tight end of your Seattle Seahawks, at 3 o'clock. Alyssa Charleston-Smith will join us. It's Washington Wednesdays. She's been on the call on the sidelines for the first 2 Husky games out there, Big Ten Network. So she's doing a great job there. And then we'll find out what we learned later on in the show before we turn everybody over to the Mariners pregame show. But the Mariners, as we sit, are 1 game out of first place in the West. How about that?
How good does that feel? I don't know what it was about that 0.5 that was there that just made it seem like it's, starting to get out of reach and this and that, and all of a sudden you're 1 game back, and it's like, this looks pretty good. I'm more excited about that series that the Astros are in right now with Toronto.
Go Blue Jays.
Man.
Go Toronto.
So, yeah, that was a fantastic win last night, but also, just watching the Astros right now, and, and they've got to play the rest of the division 3 more times, each team. Texas, Seattle, the Angels, and the A's, 3 more games each, along with, who else do they have? They have Atlanta, I think, coming up. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, they're 19-21 in the division. So, earlier in the season, I think in the second half, the A's swept them in Houston on a 4-game series. So, yeah, they can be had, it feels like, all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's there to be had. It's right there. They're knocking on the door. As bad as that road trip felt, you turn around, they've won 4 games in a row. Hopefully we talked about this homestand, 7 games, right? Going, you got to get 5.
Yeah.
You got to get 5 of 7. And so far, off to a great start, and we'll see what they can get done tonight. You like him the way Logan's been pitching. He's had 3 quality starts in a row. So there's reasons to be optimistic. We'll talk about Kirby last night. That wasn't awesome. So we'll talk about that. But you're 1 game back of the Astros, and like I said, I think we're all huge Toronto Blue Jays fans right now.
A line drive into left to base hit. Heineman scores. Clement on his way to the plate, and the game is tied.
Boy, listen to their fan base. They're going nuts out there in Toronto.
Kidding.
Huge. Good for them. Good for them. And then our guy Josh Naylor, who's just endeared himself to this city, man. They love Josh Naylor, and what a game from him last night. And it was cool to see. I mean, he's doing it at the plate with the home run. He's doing it on the base paths. He's doing it out in the field with his defense. Yeah. He's just and to see the emotion out of him last night. He's pretty stoic generally, and he hit that home run and he fires his bat at the dugout, and you see him yell, and then you see he actually looked like he liked holding the trident. How about that? I thought that was the biggest news of the night. He holds that trident up in the air and he screams. And I'm like, remember that the first time he had it, it was like he couldn't wait for it. Here, somebody take this thing. I don't want it.
Yeah, that was in Sacramento. Yeah, and I think it was his first series with the team, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, this guy's a little quirky. What's his deal? And then when we talked to him, he's like, yeah, my whole family loves it here. They love these fans, and and I was like, well, maybe he's just saying that. But no, you saw the reaction last night. He was fired up, and then the play he made defensively. I mean,
outstanding.
It was phenomenal. And like you said, he's getting it done on the bases as well. So he's just a complete player. That has been such an awesome trade there.
Yeah, he's won over the fan base. I think he's won over that clubhouse. He's just he's just been a huge addition. I think he just fits. Right? There's just some guys that you look at and go, okay, is he the best first baseman in baseball? No. Is he an perennial all-star? No, but he's a good player, and he just fits. He just does everything well. And we'll talk more about him. But he's just, I love seeing the sign. Somebody had made a big banner up in left field that said "Sign Naylor now," and they asked him after the game, "Did you see that?" And he's like, "No, I'm just tunnel vision. I don't.
Well, of course,
I don't really look around." And I was like, "Yeah, that was a very Naylor answer. Like, of course you didn't." And he's not paying attention to the scoreboard, and he's all of that. He's just so dialed in. But they asked him after the game, just how it feels to be playing in meaningful games this late in the season.
It's awesome. This is kind of what you train for in the offseason, to be honest. I always tell people you don't train in the offseason to be average. You train to be the best, and you train to be in this situation where you're playing big-time games against big-time teams. You're going to have big-time opportunities within that game, and it's super fun. It's everything you dream of as a baseball player. And I mean, obviously the World Series is the end goal, so just playing hard, man. We got, I don't even know, 20 left or something like that. I don't know. But just play hard for the last 20 or so and try to get a series win every time.
I love that he doesn't even really know how many. He's just focused on the game in front of him.
I'll bet he doesn't know who his opponents are. We like to ask, the football players typically that question, and I guarantee you he's just dialed in. He might be, vaguely aware of, okay, we got to play some division teams and stuff, but yeah, I love that, and he seems happier and a little bit more. I don't know. Early on, I thought he did it the right way, though. You don't come in and start, just, being overly flowery or anything like that. And, kind of with our interview, he was just very sort of abrupt and
he's just matter of fact.
Matter of fact.
He's not rude. He's not.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, here's the answer. It's, he's not giving you, he's not throwing bouquets everywhere, but he's not giving you 2-word answers and acting like Bill Belichick either. He's very literal, very matter of fact, and here's what I think, and here's why, and what's your next question? And I love it. I love it.
Well, and he's got great answers too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear from one of your players. So yeah, it's kind of different. His personality is very different. We've talked a lot about it, but I don't know. I mean, it's starting to play out, and you're starting to see a little bit of his excitement come out, like you said, with the throwing the bat at
yelling. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So yeah, and then. I don't know, man. There's just some about a certainty of the way he moves around the field. I mean, that stab that he got and threw to Munoz. And by the way, Munoz was there in a hurry.
Yeah, it was a well-executed play at both ends.
Oh, it was beautiful. And it was just both of them totally dialed in. So, yeah, I think they're hitting their stride right now. And I don't know, maybe it's the mustaches. I asked you guys last night, should we grow mustaches?
Yeah, look, if we hit number 1 in the ratings, if it's going to lead to that, I'll grow a mustache.
All right.
Yeah, we got to hit number 1.
Lefko, you down?
He could grow a mustache in an afternoon, I think.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think it would look good, but I would make the sacrifice.
I think you could grow it in probably 2-3 days?
Yeah. It would come in pretty quickly, and then it would look awful, and then I'd shave it all off around it, and then it would...
You get creative with it. Go with a handlebar.
The big issue. It could come in kind of wispily quickly. I don't know how it would look, if it would fill out or if it would just be patchy.
Well, Mike, you're starting to get me excited now. Okay. I really want to know what it looks like. I can't wait to see Lefko's mustache.
Let's try. Let's throw out some guidelines for what it would take for me to grow a mustache. We'll think about that.
Matt, could you grow a mustache?
I could, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to be part of this.
No team player here.
What if it meant that we were number 1 in the ratings?
Oh, goody. Number 1 in the ratings. I don't care.
What if it meant the Mariners made the playoffs?
Oh, in that case, I'm shaving every morning.
Gee, just look at him, endearing himself to the listeners here. Not helping our show, not helping the Mariner. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah, but you know what? Any other answer would have been very un-Matt-like.
Yeah, if he would have said, I'm in. Yeah. Really? No.
I'm not good at lying. It would have been obvious.
Well, yeah, maybe the 3 of us will do it.
Well, I'm afraid I do have a dark patch like right underneath my nose, so I don't want to look like Charlie Chaplin or worse.
Well, you've already got it there, though. I mean, you've already got the mustache. It'd just be you shaving off the goatee.
I might have to kind of pencil it in a little bit there.
Yeah, you don't want to look like Michael Jordan in the 90s when he was doing those commercials, and people are going, what are you doing with that
was he
mustache?
thinking?
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Mariners sit one game back of this team. I don't know. What's your level of confidence they overtake the Astros?
I feel really good about it right now, and I don't, usually people like it when I'm Doomsday Dave, but I don't know. I feel like I'm more excited almost about this game tonight, or today. I guess it starts at 4 with Houston and Toronto.
Yeah.
So, and then again, I mean, I was very encouraged looking at the Astros against the division. They're 19-21 right now as it stands. They have 3 more games with each division opponent: Texas, Seattle, the Angels, and the A's. And they're 4-6 against Texas. They're 6-4 against the Angels, but I'm hoping they can do some damage there. And the A's swept them in a 4-game series. So those are their only 4 wins against Houston. They're 4-6. Or I'm sorry, those. No, other way around. So yeah, I mean it's looking good. They're only 4-6 against the A's. So they got swept at home and then took a couple other ones. So I don't know. I feel like the rest of the division's going to come through for us. And now all of a sudden it looks very attainable. That it's just one game, man.
One game with a team that is just not. I mean, the Astros are still a good team, man. As much I hate to say it, and they're hitting a rough patch for them right now. But they've been able to sustain all of these injuries. Every key member of that team feels like they've been hurt at one point or another, and here they are still sitting in first place. Now they've lost 7 of 10 and 2 in a row, which is delightful. And I like looking at the playoff chances, the percentages ESPN puts when you look at the standings. They got a little percentage next to each team. Mm-hmm. Astros are in first. They've got them at 79.1%. Mariners are in second. They've got them at 86.4%. So they've got a decidedly higher percentage, even being behind the team that's in front of them. So it's reason to be optimistic, reason to be excited, and reason to be invested in every single game. You got 17 to go, Dave.
Yep.
17 games, and every night I'm looking at these standings. I'm looking at the wild card. Right now, the Boston Red Sox have won 3 in a row. Yankees lost, so they're tied atop the wild card standings. Mariners are 3.5 games behind both of them. So they're sitting there for 1 and 2. Rangers keep winning. They've won 7 of 10, and it looks like they're going to win again, unfortunately, unless the Brewers can pull off some magic here. But they're still a game and a half back, and these teams keep shuffling. Now it's the Guardians are 2.5. Kansas City's lost 3 in a row. Now they're 4 games back of the Mariners. Yeah. So that's the fun of it, is looking at these standings every night. All right, what did that team do? What did this team do? Now where are they? Now where are they? So Mariners keep handling their business. That's all they can do. That's all they can control. And right now they're doing that. And you got 17 more. I don't know what number they need. I don't know if they need 13 of 17 or what ultimately it's going to take. But just looking at it to throw out the cliches, one series at a time. All right, you won this series. Let's go for the sweep. Obviously, you got 4 coming up with the Angels. You got to get 3 of those.
Yeah,
the 4-game sweep's tough. I don't care how bad the Angels have been, and I know they can still jump up and beat you. They've beaten 68. They've won 68 times this year. They're going to win more games. So take 3 of those 4.
Yeah, and I love also that, you look at, like you wrote in the email, Cal, Julio, Gino, 0 for 10, 2 strikeouts, but then you get Randy, and then you get Naylor going 4 for 8, 5 RBIs.
They drove in every run.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're just kind of picking up when Cal and Julio, they're going to have those kinds of nights, and Gino as well. But, you've got Naylor and Randy Arozarena with his 3-run home run.
Yeah, I mean, that was seeing them win in different ways gives you confidence. The night before, they didn't hit a single home run. They scratched out that win. They were able to steal bases and sack flies and move runners along and find a way to win when you're not launching the ball out of the park. Last night you had a couple home runs, but it wasn't from your main guy, your big guys. Right. And Arozarena's in that group certainly, but Cal and Julio are your guys.
Right.
And you throw Gino in there too, just in terms of home runs and damage. And they didn't do anything last night. 0 for 10. And you still found a way to win. So, yeah, I don't want to see them go over, but that happens. And you got to know that when it does happen, you still have confidence the rest of the lineup can pick up the slack, which is exactly what they did. So that was cool to me to see that. And then, we'll get into Kirby later on. It was not a good start for him. And the bullpen, you had to cover 5 innings last night, and they were spectacular. We can sit here and complain about when they get blown up and this guy gets touched up and this guy's not good. Ferguson, Bizzardo, Spire, Brash, Munoz combined for 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. That was spectacular what they did there. I don't care who you're playing. You cover 5 innings, and all the damage you gave up was 2 hits. You didn't walk a single guy, didn't surrender a run in 5 innings. Beautiful.
Well, and it's kind of like what we were talking about with the lineup in this rotation. I mean, every once in a while, Kirby's going to have a game like that, and then my only worry is that you're kind of burning up some innings with the bullpen. But like you said about the hitters, Cal and Julio going over, you get picked up in other ways, and it couldn't have been more impressive as far as the bullpen went.
Yeah, and all of them were impressive. Caleb Ferguson, he's been pretty spotty to say the least since he's been here. Great to see him go out there and shut it down the way that he did. A couple strikeouts for him. Bizzardo is keeping his streak going. That guy I'm gaining more and more confidence every time he goes out there. And then seeing Matt Brash go out there and just looking filthy like he did.
Runner at first, Contreras. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Matt Brash strikes out the side. Here in the top of the 8th inning. A scoreless inning for Ferguson, Bizzardo, Spire, and now Matt Brash. What a job by Brash and the pen tonight.
He leads the entire all of baseball as far as confusing batters. It's just so fun to watch. There's just an added element to, it's not just a strikeout. It's how these hitters are striking out.
Yeah.
It's just they look totally confused.
When he's on, he's so deceptive. There's so much movement on the ball. It's just, his command sometimes can waver here and there. Look, again, for everybody in the bullpen, they're gonna have those nights where they're not as effective. They're not landing. Munoz slider isn't going to be doing what he wants it to do. It's not biting the way that he wants it to. But they're finding ways to get it done, whether it's great defense behind them like we saw with Munoz and Naylor making the play that he did. But the bullpen to cover 5 innings last night and not surrender a run or a walk was just unreal. And Dan Wilson talking about that after the game.
The bullpen was unbelievable tonight again. 5 innings. Covering 5 innings is difficult, but those guys did a great job and kept that game right where it needed to be. And, great job right on down the line.
Yeah, just I can't say enough about them. I just can't. And, somewhere in these next 17, I'm sure somebody's going to have a bad night. We'll be talking about it the next day, but let's celebrate it when it's like this because it's good to see on a night where you're going, man, the starter did not help you out. The only, again, we'll get more into detail on Kirby, but at least he didn't get blown up. He gave you 4 and surrendered 3. Wasn't great, but, it felt like one of those nights like, okay, this offense is going to have to pile up some runs because you're asking the bullpen to do a lot. And they shut him out. It was beautiful, and the offense did just enough, and it was the Arozarena and Naylor show.
Looks at second, the pitch. Swung on. That is crushed. It's going to go. How far? It's just short of the upper deck. Goodbye, Randy Arozarena. A 3-run blast. Demolished. And with one swing, the Mariners have the lead. It is 3-2. Number 27 for Randy. No doubt.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to compliment Gary Hill and how good he is, man.
Yeah.
Those calls that we've had over the last week in particular. But, Randy Arozarena proving what Josh Naylor said, that this is a hitter's park. He's got 27 home runs, 17 are at home for Randy.
He likes hitting here just like Naylor.
Yeah. So, so much for that. But, the RBIs, 39 over 34 on the road. A lot of his stats are better here. You look at OPS on the road for Randy. I mean, I'm sorry, at home is better. I mean, it's a hitter's park.
Yep, it's great to see.
For those guys anyway.
Yep, well, let's not forget about the other boy in the band here.
The 2-1 swung on, blasted right field. Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor. A massive blast. The Mariners have the lead. It is 4-3.
I like that he called a massive bat flip. That wasn't a bat flip. He fired that bat at the dugout. I'm sure those guys were like, whoa, 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 because he was fired up, man. He throws the bat at the dugout. You see him yell, kind of flex, and then run around the bases. And it was just to see that emotion out of a guy who's pretty stoic.
Yeah.
To see that. And then, again, when they handed him the trident, he pumped it up in the air and he yelled. You're just like, okay, this guy's feeling it. I like how he is bought in.
Well, and it also made me appreciate so much more him not being all in, because it would have been disingenuous, right? I mean, he just got here, and if he would have been pumping the trident up and trying to get the crowd, I mean, they were in Sacramento, but still, I mean, it would have been kind of a little bit phony. And now he's fired up and he gets it and he knows what the culture is. So I love the way that he goes about it, and it's just been very natural. And then, you know, when he says things like, hey, this is my family's favorite fan base, you believe him.
Yeah.
He's authentic.
You start thinking, okay, there's no reason he should not be re-signed here. He should. Now, what the market's going to bear for him, that'll determine, right? Yeah. If there's going to be some team that makes some, I don't know, crazy offer that the Mariners go, well, yeah, we can't match that. I don't know that happens, but it feels like he loves it here. They love him. The fans, the team, his teammates. It just fits, man. He just fits.
But real quick before we get to take two, I just, you know, I remember we talked to him about this. Like, we knew we were getting the bat that we were getting, but the defense and the base running has just been such a nice bonus.
All right, let's take two.
Mike McDonald had a couple of updates earlier today. Said they're still waiting to see if they're going to put Nick Eamon-Worry on IR. And then he was asked whether Reek Woolen will start this week and said this.
Is Reek going to start this week? We'll see. We'll see.
Ooh. All right.
Well, maybe that's one of those I don't have to answer that right now. So,
well, wouldn't you? I mean, if it was obvious, wouldn't you say, well, yeah, he's starting? Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, and there was kind of a long pause there.
So what, Josh Jobe, I guess, would be the guy?
Jobe's played well.
Wow. All right. Well,
they got him in the middle of the season last year, I think, before we went to Atlanta. And, I mean, he hasn't shown up on any of the bad plays where we're like, oh, man, this guy got burned, whatever. And then, you know, he made a play the other day, got a pick. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that, and maybe that's what Reek needs.
Yeah, we'll see. And hopefully, I'm really hoping that Eamon-Worry injury is not going to be something that hinders this whole season or a big chunk of it. I'm so excited for this guy. So fingers crossed for him.
Well, Kyle Shanahan said earlier today that Brock Purdy is unlikely to play Sunday against the Saints, and also that it looks like, quote, a multi-week absence with his left shoulder and toe injuries.
Ooh, so Mac Jones. Mac Jones. What was he, number 3 pick? What was Mac Jones?
No, that was, remember they drafted Trey Lance. Mac Jones was like 10.
Oh,
right?
he's 15.
15.
He was 15th. Okay.
Remember
still a first-round pick, number 15?
Yeah. Remember the professor thought that's what they were trading up to get Mac Jones?
The Niners, yeah.
Yeah, the Niners.
Instead it was Trey Lance. Both would have been a disaster, obviously, but yeah, so... All right, well, let's see if hopefully he plays poorly. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I want them to lose. So
I don't think he is a nice guy. I think he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I'd feel better about it if we knew he was a creep. Yeah. But, yeah.
Let's just make him a creep.
Let's just hope he's, there's some growing pains there, and he's going to cost them some games, perhaps. All right, coming up, how is DK Metcalf fitting in with the Steelers? We're going to get the answer to that and much more when ESPN Steelers reporter Brooke Pryor joins us next. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Are the concerns about the Seahawks offense solely because of the unknowns, or is there an actual lack of talent on this team?
There isn't a lack of talent on this team, no. It's how is this talent going to mesh offensively? Because we just haven't seen it all mesh when it comes to this offense. That's why people are second-guessing. And I think it's completely fair for people to second-guess this offense and what the capabilities are.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and you've heard Dave and I talking about our aches and pains like a couple of old men, but you know what? We're not on the sidelines. We're living life, and, comes with injuries. Like a lot of you who've texted in talking about what you're dealing with, and some of you talking about surgery. Now, before you do that, this is going to be something of interest to you. Wednesday, September 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Yeah, and this live webinar, it's a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints as well.
And I'm guessing most of you out there are like me in that you didn't get paid to suffer the injuries you've suffered. We probably all paid, except for Dave Wyman. He was the smart one of the bunch.
Well, I got paid, but it still hurts.
It still hurts, and it's still something that had to be addressed. I had 14 years of sparring and jiu-jitsu, just beat the daylights out of my body. My hip was driving me nuts. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get comfortable on a couch. I couldn't walk long distances. So I heard Dave talking about these success stories. I went in to meet with Dr. Wagner. He couldn't have been more upfront and honest with me. And we had the procedure done, and I couldn't tell you how happy. I can't tell you how happy I am. I did it, and I didn't go through surgery. Even better.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's where I draw the line when I can't get comfortable on the couch.
That's right.
That's when you know it's
That's
really
a problem.
bad. So, hey, if you have joint pain, join this free live stem cell webinar. It's Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m. to learn more about stem cell therapy. And again, September 17th, 6 p.m., and you can register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hundreds of vehicles on the ground, 8 dealerships, 14 brands, all in one location. Visit West Hills Autoplex. We have more brands in one location than anywhere else in Washington State, import or domestic, new or pre-owned. We make finding your perfect vehicle easy, and that means a remarkable car buying experience for you. Skip the hassle with West Hills' streamlined buying experience and feel confident buying from your neighborhood family-owned dealerships. West Hills Autoplex. Auto Centerway exit, Highway 3, Bremerton.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intra-line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile, Wi-Fi, and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots and not getting the long-term results you really want? This is Dr. Ryan Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. Our program has helped over 4,000 people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Visit eastsideweightlossclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Did he just say Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is half the cost and works twice as fast as weight loss injections? Well, if that's not reason enough, you don't risk the scary side effects or gaining the weight back as soon as you stop. Eastside Weight Loss Clinic is natural and it works.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. To celebrate the start of football season, the guys at Harley Exteriors are offering no interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off. And take another $200 off your entire project. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY. Or go to harleyexteriors.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks got a big matchup on the road in week 2 of their season coming up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we get a chance to get a closer look at this Pittsburgh team with a person who covers them for ESPN, Steelers reporter for ESPN, Brooke Pryor, joining us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Brooke, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. It's the Steelers are home this weekend, which I feel like I've been going constantly, whether, because of away preseason games or my own schedule. So I'm excited to spend a week not packing my suitcase.
I can imagine that's a relief. I know we're only 1 week into the season, so it's hard to draw any hard and fast conclusions on anybody, but Steelers go out there and put up 34 points, and they win the game against the Jets, so I'm certain the fans are happy. But what's the feeling about this team, about Aaron Rodgers more specifically at the helm with this team? Is there a level of confidence that, all right, we got our guy at least for this season?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's confidence, and I think that there was a lot of validation in that game for the people in the Steelers organization who felt like Aaron Rodgers could still play, for Aaron Rodgers who felt like he can still play and play well at a high level. I think that, having those 4 passing touchdowns really helps with that validation. But there were still some not so pretty things that happened in that game that I think are some areas of concern. You don't want to overreact massively to one game, but it felt like that run defense picked up right where it left off against the Ravens in that playoff loss, which is not what you want. And then the pass pro wasn't great either. They gave up 4 sacks, but Rodgers did tell me today that his back was a little tight, and that led to him not being able to move around as well as he would have liked to. But still, I think that Broderick Jones has some growing that he needs to do in that position. That was his first time at left tackle as a starting left tackle after being right tackle the last couple of years. So there's still some areas for improvement, but I think that overall the team feels good about where it is after that first game.
Hey, Brooke, we know Aaron Rodgers can be a little bit prickly at times, but as far as the relationship goes with him and Mike Tomlin, tell us how would you portray that?
Yeah, I think that it's not prickly at all with the head coach at this point. I think that Mike Tomlin was a big reason why he went to Pittsburgh in the first place, and he talked about during his decision-making process that he talked with Mike Tomlin a lot, and it was never pressuring him to come to Pittsburgh. It was more check-ins like, hey, how's it going? How's your family? How's the issues that you're trying to take care of behind the scenes with your inner circle, things like that he felt like they really connected on more of a friendship level instead of a boss, employee type of relationship. And I think that relationship is key to the success, and also Rodgers' relationship with Arthur Smith. I will be very candid. I was not sure how this would go because there was kind of a power struggle between Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson a year ago on changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Arthur Smith doesn't typically want to do what Aaron Rodgers has historically liked to do in his career, but so far it feels like they've found a good compromise to work, and that all 3 of them have a good relationship with each other, and that's kind of the foundation for the early success.
Well, Brooke, as you might imagine, there's a lot of curiosity out here about DK Metcalf, who was obviously a big presence in Seattle for a number of years, and now he's out there. And he had looks like I saw a couple of the highlights. I saw a drop right out of the gate, and then ultimately 4 catches for 83 yards on 7 targets. What's been the perception of him after this game and just up to this point of the season? Is he being embraced by the fan base?
Yeah, absolutely being embraced by the fan base and being embraced by Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers has talked a lot about how much he appreciates DK's work ethic, that, it's not something that every receiver in the league has right now at this point of where the league is and where receivers are. He talked about, DK on Mondays sends him these long, detailed texts about what he's seeing in the other team's defense, how he thinks, the plan might work best for him, where he can fit in the scheme, things like that. And I think that the drops, things like that, obviously frustrating. You don't want that. But then he had a couple big catch and runs, a lot of yards after catch, running through contact, things like that. I think that kind of toughness and physicality was lacking in the Steelers receiving room. I mean, George Pickens was a great talent, but he was inconsistent. And I think that the consistency, obviously only 1 week, but it seems like DK has more of the kind of consistency that this team is looking for. And by the way, he is not playing up a revenge game narrative, anything like that, in playing the Seahawks. We asked him about it about 15 different ways. And the takeaway was, y'all can make a big deal about this. I'm not going to make a big deal about this. It's just another game.
Yeah, I always loved DK. Really, I mean, just interacting with him on the field, everything was yes, sir. And the play that he made where he runs down Buda Baker. I mean, you got to admire that part of it. I always thought that was a little overplayed, and it's. And I think out here in Seattle, it was like you either loved him or hated him. And I don't know. I didn't understand the hatred part of it just because of the effort that he would get on the field. You starting to get that vibe from him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that he's doing all of those things, the extra intangibles. He talked about today how he doesn't leave the field after practice until he has a catch. He will not end on a bad note, end of practice on a bad note. Yeah. And I think that, all the guys in the locker room really respect that attitude and respect the work that he puts in. And that's the tone that the Steelers wide receiver room needed. They needed a vet to come in there and lead them in that way.
Hey, just as far as, you talked about not everything's perfect coming out of week 1, and that's true of any team. You can nitpick and, well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. What's the feeling just overall about the defense? I mean, if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm looking at it, I'm happy they won. I'm excited to see Rodgers throw 4 TDs. But as you talked about, there are some things that were – you gave up 32 points to Justin Fields in this Jets team. Is there any concern about defensively where they are at?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of concern. I mean, Patrick Queen was – pretty blunt, also pretty explicit in talking about some of the defensive issues. But he said, if we keep playing like that, we played like trash. And if we keep doing that, we're going to get our faces mashed in. And he's right. I mean, there was not the level of physicality there needed to be on the defensive line. I think that part of that is that Derek Harmon, their first-round pick, is out. He's been dealing with an MCL sprain since that last preseason game, and they drafted him to help some of the physicality issues in the run game, kind of shore up the middle of the defense there. But that area, that position, the defensive line did not look good. Peyton Wilson, inside linebacker, did not have a great game. In the secondary, I think you're concerned about Deshaun Elliott's injury. They bring in Jabril Peppers because of that injury, but Elliott's one of their best run defenders, and to lose him also looks like he's dealing with an MCL sprain that won't be long-term, but, he won't be available this week. Those are some big issues that I think that they've got to figure out and figure out quickly.
Brooke Pryor, the Steelers reporter for ESPN, has been our guest here with Wyman and Bob. Brooke, thanks so much, as always, for taking time with us. We really appreciate it, and enjoy your week at home because you hit the road after this one. So soak this up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Brooke. I wonder if she's like me, where I get worse packing for the road. Like I forgot my power cord. I left a jacket behind. One time I went on a trip to Tennessee, didn't bring any underwear. Had to go shopping. I'm getting worse. This is my 8th year traveling with the team. You'd think it'd get better.
Underwear.
That's pretty important.
Yeah, that would be a crisis right there.
I got into Nashville, and Shannon sent me a picture of a stack of underwear that was sitting on
all clean and folded, ready to be packed,
there, ready to go.
So just said, "Did you forget something?"
Yeah,
that's
went
great.
right to Marshalls or whatever they had there.
Well, some people we know would have gone to a gas station, so you know. Our thanks to Brooke Pryor, Steelers reporter for ESPN. Meanwhile, the Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st. That's against the New Orleans Saints, and all you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. Now, if you don't have the app, very easy. Just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. Coming up is one piece of the Mariners rotation becoming a liability. We'll get into that next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife, and September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And on average, 1 in 8 men in the U.S. will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. And many treatments are available, especially locally. But I recently spoke with someone who underwent treatment for prostate cancer in February. Tim Hunter, he's a lifelong local radio host, and Tim underwent Swedish Cyberknife treatment the week after the Super Bowl, and it literally took a week for him. All it took was 5 days in a row, with each session lasting less than an hour. And he chose Swedish Cyberknife because it was only 5 days of treatment, and that's versus other treatments where it's several months. And on top of that, Swedish Cyberknife had by far the least interruption to his daily life. So there's no surgery, no catheter, and recovery was incredibly quick. And Tim heard about the Cyberknife treatment from our radio commercials right here, and just like you're hearing me now. So if you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, get some information about treatment at swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. And you don't even need a doctor's referral. Again, swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. You know, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop, and boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at PCFgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. You want to weigh in on the Mariners, you want to weigh in on the Seahawks, whatever you got on your mind, the text line is there for you. Meanwhile,
or say something stupid.
Yeah, whatever. There's no shortage of that. So there's plenty of room for all of it. But our thanks to Brooke Pryor, who joined us in the previous segment. In case you're just tuning in, talking about the Steelers, a little preview of the Seahawks' next opponent. Meanwhile, back to the Mariners last night. And we touched on this briefly to open the show, but look, Mariners won last night. It's all good. We're about the bottom line at this point, and style points I'm not concerned with. What I am concerned with is George Kirby coming off a dreadful start, and then this start wasn't nearly the equivalent of the previous one, but it wasn't good. This isn't George Kirby. This isn't what we're used to seeing. 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 85 pitches. So no efficiency, couple of walks, strikeouts weren't there. I don't know if he's just having a hard time finding that rhythm. Started the year hurt. It's just been kind of a disjointed year for a lot of these guys. Bryce Miller multiple times to the IL, but it just, looking for this consistent version of George Kirby, and he's certainly had some fantastic starts, right? Just goes up against the Angels, strikes out 14. We've seen a couple of really, really good starts out of him, but we've also seen things we hadn't seen to this point in his career, where he's just, whether it's the walks, the lack of command, the inefficiency, if you will. I mean, he's coming off that start where he just went 2 innings against Tampa Bay and gave up 7 runs, or 8 runs, 7 earned. But before that, he goes 7 innings, 2 runs. Before that, 6 innings, 1 run. So he had back-to-back great starts. And then before that was another dud, 4 2/3, 7 runs. Before that, 7 innings, no runs. So he's either great or he stinks. He's just so Jekyll and Hyde. You look at, he's got some extremes on both sides where he's pitched extremely well, and then others where he's going out there and getting his tail kicked.
Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty reliable July. If you look at, he had 2 or 3 quality starts in the 5 innings there. I always go back to that Angel game. That was my favorite pitching performance this year, where he struck out 14.
Yeah.
14 strikeouts, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, and then you just brought in, I think it was Brash and Munoz, and they finished the deal. And I think a little bit of it is that we're getting spoiled from some of the outings that he's had, but I think also these stand out much more as you're getting down to the wire, right? I mean, that's where you go. Because, as cool as the whole bullpen thing was last night, you worry about it, right? When
you can't count on that. Them covering 5 innings, not surrendering a single run.
Yeah, well, and just, wearing them out a little bit as well. You want to keep them fresh. So, yeah, but I don't know. I'm okay going into, again, the hitting picked him up, the bullpen picked him up. And, you got your bullpen, your starting rotation, you got your lineup, and, you try to get one of those categories having a great night. And luckily it was 2 in that case with the bullpen and the bats. But, I think he's just, every one of these pitchers they've set such a high watermark that, you're just not used to it. And when you see an outing like that from Kirby, you're just like, what?
Well, and it's just back-to-back is the problem, because the one before was just
really
dreadful. So he's typically been a guy that when you look at his game log, the history tells you, here's a dud. Then the next game he's 6 1/3, 1 run. He gives you the nice Kirby start, and this is back-to-back. And now we're looking at it, and I'm thinking, all right, if they're in a wild card series to open the playoffs, and you're going 3 games, who are your 3 starters? It's Wu, and who else? At this point, it'd be Logan. Who's the third guy?
George.
Is it George or is it Castillo? I don't know. I mean, Castillo had that whole month plus where he was not good, save for 1 start.
Right, the last one, right?
Well, he had 1 good start in August, and then the rest of it was Drek.
Yeah.
And then his last start was good. Right. So is he cured? Who do you have the most confidence in? And you guys can text that in 866-979-3776.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, I like the fact that we have a catcher that is the manager, and then you've got a guy like Cal that has, his finger on the pulse, and he knows which guy. But, there's going to be that question that comes up.
Yeah, you're choosing between, obviously, Castillo, we talked about his struggles, Kirby and Miller. And, last year we keep talking about it. Well, you could have picked any of them and felt like we're going to win. Pick whoever you want. Now I'm like, I don't know which one I have the most confidence in.
Yeah. Well, we got how many games?
17.
I can't believe that.
17 games.
I thought just yesterday it was 23.
Yeah. And guess what? Tomorrow it'll be 16. Yeah. It's crazy. Number just keeps going down. Works. It is weird. But I don't know. It's weird that we're in a position, at least for me as a Mariner fan, to where I'm going, okay, I one is definite. It's absolute. Brian Wu. I don't have any hesitation or question about it. 2, Logan Gilbert. Not nearly as confident as I am in Wu, but he's given you 3 quality starts in a row, so it feels like, okay, he's trending certainly the right way. I feel better, much better after he had his horrible start. And then the other guys have been just kind of a grab bag. Like I don't know what we're going to get. And Miller is a bit of an outlier just because of the injuries. He's been back and forth on the IL, and what are you going to get from him? But between those 3, I don't know who I have the most confidence in. When they step on that bump, when they pick up that ball, who do I feel like gives you the best chance to win? I guess maybe it would still be Kirby, but these last 2 starts are concerning for me.
Do you think we should put it up to a fan vote? That's how we pick our starters during the playoffs?
Yeah, well, look, this conversation can be completely different by 17 games from now. Depending on what we see from these guys. Maybe Castillo goes on a run and he becomes the obvious answer. Or maybe Kirby goes on a run. Or Miller. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Logan has some dreadful starts and we're going, oh, geez, I don't know who's number 2. So it's a weird position to be in with this staff because of how we've celebrated them, how they've been celebrated. And right now I feel like there's a level of uncertainty with 3 of the guys when they take the hill.
Yeah. Definitely not the texters, by the way. Somebody just texted in Charbonnet.
Mulva.
By the way, yeah, do we have a a nickname for Woo?
We got a lot of suggestions. I don't think we ever settled on one, though.
I still like Nighthawk.
You're the one that suggested it. Nobody sent that in. That was Dave's suggestion.
That was my favorite one.
My favorite one is mine.
It was mine. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys can continue to send those in if you want. We were looking for a good nickname for Brian Wu. And Dave likes Nighthawk. All right. Coming up, Eric Saubert discusses one common misconception that fans have about NFL teams. You're going to hear that conversation with him coming up next. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40. Pregame at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine, and you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
The ballpark is rocking like 2001. Let us clear up your allergies so you can enjoy more of each game. Hey, it's Dr. Ryan Stern of the Stern Sinus Center. Let us fix your ear, nose, and throat problems. Let's make your congestion, sinusitis, snoring, and allergies a non-issue. We can diagnose and treat everything from allergy testing and treatments to modern nasal breathing procedures to advanced balloon sinuplasty. Come and see us in Federal Way in Auburn or at sternsinus.com. That's sternsinus.com.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Everyone wants to get the best deal they can when they buy a car. What about when you want to sell your car, though? Of course, you want to get the most money possible, but how can you get the most you can without trying to sell it yourself? Stacey Rost here, and that's where my friends at Wayscar Ford in Auburn step in. Not only will they buy your car today, but that's just the beginning. Once they resell your old car, they send you another check for 50% of the profit of the sale of your old car. They've already given back over $800,000 to their customers. You can go to the website to see pictures of giant checks for yourself. It's such a great offer, and I know exactly what you're wondering right now. How are they able to do it? It's not a consignment because you get paid for your car right away. Wayscar Ford pays you right up front. They buy your car for fair market value. No more insurance, no more maintenance, no more storage, no more headaches. Then they pay you half the profit when they resell your car. It's just that simple. Get the most money possible for your old car at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn and let them do the work. WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends. Meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. the dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners looking to complete the sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. Game 3 of that series. Logan Gilbert on the hill. Hopefully you can get that one done. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch as Mariners enter that game. 1 game behind the Houston Astros for first place in the AL West. Speaking of the Astros, they're on the road taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. That game will get underway in just over an hour, so we'll see if the Blue Jays can do some more damage. Game's going on right now. Red Sox trailing the A's 4-3. That one in the top of the 9th inning. Diamondbacks shutting out the Giants 5-0 in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the 7th in Anaheim, Angels and Twins knotted up at 3 apiece as far as games in the books today. The Brewers, team with the best record in all of Major League Baseball, were swept by the Texas Rangers, who just keep winning. 6-3 the final in that one.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Well, Seahawks now moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Game 2 of the season coming up. Can't wait for this matchup on the road. We get a chance to speak to a member of your beloved Seattle Seahawks. He's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. He is Eric Saubert. Eric, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's good to talk to you, and it's look, we only have one game to react to at this point, so I'm sure you've dissected all of the film, looked at everything. I'm curious just to get your take on what you saw versus what you expected going into this game against the 49ers, specifically from the offense.
Yeah, obviously we were facing a good team, a good defense, with a lot of good players, and when it comes down to it, when we looked at all the film, we just we got to execute little things better. It's really the details that make or break these games, especially in the NFL. When it comes down to it, most of the games are decided by one score, 3 points, whatever. So being on top of the little things is gonna help us propel forward, moving forward.
Hey Eric, do you is the familiarity with San Francisco since you've been there, and then the two brothers that are offensive coordinators on each side? I mean, is that a little bit overdone that you know everything they're going to do? I mean, I felt like in every game I played in, there was always something new, some new wrinkle or whatever. But what about the familiarity with that system?
Yeah, I mean, every OC is different. Clint's obviously going to call things differently than Kyle or Clay, right? It's the same, I guess, identity and ideas of what you're trying to achieve, right? With outside zone and throwing play action off of it, right? But every OC is going to have its different wrinkles, and it's hard to say if we knew exactly what everyone was going to do. I wouldn't say that's it at all. Every game, as you would know, as you said, is different, right? And those little wrinkles, trying to find the edges is what it's all about.
Eric, just sticking with that topic, it's interesting because I'm sure you probably know, or maybe you don't, but fans feel like, MVS, he was here. Seahawks let him go. He signs with the Niners, and the immediate assumption is, he's going to spill all the beans. He's going to tell them all the secrets of the Seahawks. And the same could be said for you. You played with the Niners last year, and everybody imagines the coaching staff calling you into the office and saying, all right, Eric, give us the skinny on these guys. What do they do? Who does what? Is there anything like that goes on? Do they even ask you questions about what you saw there?
It's a little like that. It's really difficult to give the the greater picture. It's all just hearsay from I could say what the 49ers were trying to achieve last time. Last year we played them, and same with MVS, right? He could give little glimpses into what we're doing over here, but it's hard to give a great picture of what they probably don't already know,
Yeah, Eric, when I went to Denver, they were like, Wyman's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. He didn't tell us any of the secrets in Seattle. I'm like, well, you saw the film, right? I mean, come on, you can see it. But, hey, I wanted to ask you about Mike Macdonald, because you've had a lot of different head coaches, and what stands out about him? He's just creating a culture here that a lot of people are buying into, which is pretty cool. He is who he says he is, and has a clear vision of what we're trying to achieve here. We talk about it all the time, and we show it in team meetings of what we're searching for and the kind of people that we want to have here. The foundation is being laid. And it's cool, it's authentic. It's not like forced or fake. And like I said, everyone is really truly buying into, what he's trying to build here.
Eric, you're one of many new pieces on the offensive side of things, and I'm wondering, does that make the transition easier when you're kind of all in it together? I mean, you're new, and Darnold's new, and Cooper Kupp, and you got new old linemen, you got a new coordinator. I mean, everything on that side is so new. Does that help sort of create that bond because you're all going through it together?
Yeah, I would say so. I guess the goal is to get to the point where it's like, yeah, we are new, right? But we're performing at a level where, it doesn't look like that. That's what we're striving for, really, right? And it's just about all of us getting on that same page of what the standard and the expectation is from the offense and each individual position group and how they're going to be able to contribute to, help us get to where we say we want to go,
Hey, Eric, you flushed the game, right? And you're ready to go to work. And I don't know how much you've looked at Pittsburgh so far, but what are you seeing from their defense?
Yeah, defensively, obviously got a strong front, two really good edge guys, and some good DB support. The Mike Tomlin Steeler teams are always well coached and have stout defense, so it's definitely going to present a challenge, right? So, but we're diving into it and getting ready, and excited for the challenge ahead.
Eric, what did they, when they brought you here to Seattle, did they tell you specifically that here's how we picture your role? We're going to have you do some special teams. We're going to have you out there, obviously running plays. I mean, or is that something that sort of just develops as the season goes on, how they use you?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. You talk about, what you can bring to the team as a player, when you're visiting, and the coaches kind of give you an idea of how they see you, and then practice comes and games come, and things are always changing, right? So the cool thing about our position is how much we're counted on for so many different things, right? And we like to think in our room that we can all do those things at a high level. So whatever it is, that's what our tight end group wants to be recognized as is a group that can do everything we're asked.
Eric, what kind of dog you got?
I've got a Siberian Husky. His name's Abe.
Okay. How long have you had him? I mean, you've been in a lot of different places, and it's got to be, one of the things, you're probably an expert at, like, moving and settling in, and, how has that process been going?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's something I'm good at. But
that's a good thing, man. 9 years? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no doubt. I wouldn't have it any other way. But, Yeah, having a dog, makes it hard, but usually just find an Airbnb or rental that's, accommodating to, the volatility of our life and go from there. We got a lot of resources at the facility that make it easier. It's a way of life for, a good time, not a long time. So,
So it's a husky named Abe. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Love it. So huskies, those dogs are vocal, man. Is your dog yelling and screaming?
He's pretty chill for the most part. He gets a little attitude here and there when he wants to, let me know how he's feeling. But no, he's a great dog. I've had him since my rookie year, so he's coming up on 8 years old this year.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I had the same thing. I had a dog throughout my my whole career, and yeah, I would take him to the facility and all that good stuff. That's cool. Hey, what about off the field? What are you doing? Have you got a chance to check out Seattle or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit, not as much as I'd like. I say some of the highlights over the summer were a couple of us went to Kendrick Lamar, Lumen. I've been able to check out one of the cool dog parks. I think it's northeast of here. I'm blanking on the name, but it was really cool. There's like osprey nests there and everything. But Seattle as a whole, man, it's really impressed me with how scenic it is, and like just starting to look at the tree lines and the lakes and the mountains. It's really a gorgeous place.
Hey, what was it like for you to be here as a member of the team, as opposed to you coming in? Obviously, the 49ers, that rivalry runs pretty deep out here between these two teams, and now you're on this side of it. How different? How was that fun? Was it exciting, intense? What was that like for you to run out on the field at Lumen?
Yeah, no, it was definitely exciting. I was looking forward to being in the stadium, being able to hear. I've played here a couple times as an away opponent, and you really cannot hear anything. The 12s do such a great job of making that place shake, and the opposing team definitely feels it. You could see, the false starts, miscommunication, timeouts being called. Right, it's definitely a overwhelming presence. So to be able to play for the home team and not really have to deal with that was pretty cool.
We all know Seattle fans are the best, right? But what was a close second for you? I mean, I thought I played in Denver, so I thought those fans they could get on you every once in a while if things weren't going right, but they were pretty passionate. What about other places?
Yeah, the Denver fan base, I'd say, because I played there 2 years as well. Definitely some passionate fans. They care a lot about the team, and they sell out every game too. So there's not a lot of places where I'd say the fans don't show too much love. I've been pretty fortunate in the spots I've been where it's been a pretty cool experience.
Well, Eric, it's good to have you here in Seattle, and really cool to talk to you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time with us, and of course, we wish you nothing but the best against Pittsburgh this weekend.
I appreciate that a lot. Thanks for having me.
Say hi to Abe.
I will do. All right. See you guys later.
There you go. There's Eric Saubert of your Seattle Seahawks. If you guys just tuned in, didn't catch all of that conversation, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. After the show, just click the podcast tab. Scroll down to our picture. Click on that. It'll be right there waiting for you. And don't forget, you can click subscribe. It's totally free, and it shows up for you every day. You don't have to do a thing. It's a beautiful process. So there you go. That's a well-traveled guy. This is his 7th team?
Yeah, I think it's 7, but he's been in a whole bunch of different camps. If you go look at his Wikipedia page, and I want to, what did I say, like a third of the NFL? I think he's been in 11 different places.
Oh, so teams he didn't make. So he was in camp.
He was in camp, and there was a few that he was there and on their practice squad, and then got picked up or signed off of that. So, yeah, man, the guy is a grinder. 9 years in the league. This is his 9th year. So, yeah, you got to love guys like that. And, they specifically went and got him because he's reliable. He's one of those guys that they know they can count on him. I think he played, what did I say, 15 or 17 snaps special teams wise.
9.
Is it 9?
I think he had 9 total snaps. He was because I was looking to see if he had any targets. I'm like, well, he had 2 tackles.
Yeah.
2 tackles, 1 solo tackle.
Yeah, he played 9 offensive plays, but he played like 13 special teams plays. So, he was in on like almost 60% of actually more than I think anybody else on the team, other than, of course, your kicker or whatever. But yeah, I just he's a good blocker. He can catch the ball, but he's not like, a George Kittle or anything like that. But he's just a very reliable player, man. You got to have guys like that on your team.
Yeah. A reminder, Seahawks season is underway, of course, you know that. But we want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st against the New Orleans Saints, who will be in town. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab. Where's that Win tab, Lefko? Where's that located?
Ooh, catching me off guard here. But luckily, I know it's in the bottom right of the app. I want to walk Dave Wyman through it right now. Dave, if you'll please take out your phone. Just to prove that anyone can do it. Just open up our Seattle Sports app.
Even a caveman can do it, Dave.
Here we go.
Is my phone supposed to have a button on it like this in the front?
Okay. See, well, you got to figure out how to turn on your phone first.
Shannon doesn't have a button. I was trying to work her phone. I'm like,
where's the button?
Do it. You swipe it.
I don't have a button on mine.
So it's the bottom right of your app. Whenever you figure out how to get your phone on and working.
It's the bottom right. Right there is the Win tab, and that'll tell you how you can enter for this contest. Now, if you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. Now, we talked to Brooke Pryor earlier in the show. She covers the Steelers for ESPN, and we were talking about everything going on, Aaron Rodgers and of course DK Metcalf. And she said he made it a point to say, look, I'm not emotional about this. This is another game to me. I don't believe it.
You're not buying it?
No, I don't. No. I think he's lying through his teeth. And like you, I love DK. I loved him on this team. I wish he were still here. I wish he wanted to stay. He didn't. So here we are. But having said that, the one thing we do know for a fact about DK is he's a very emotional guy. He's not a selfish guy. He's not a I need the ball guy. Give me more targets. He's just, we've seen his emotions out there. And the idea that somehow he's just going to flip the switch and look at the Seahawks the same way he'd look at the Broncos or the Chargers or any other, I don't buy it. You've switched teams. When you played the Seahawks, when you were with the Broncos, did you go, they're just like everybody else, or was there a little extra juice there?
Well, I'll tell you what, my first year in Denver, I think I got 3 or 4 game balls they would hand out for good performances during the season. 2 of them were the Seahawks. Yeah. And I remember Wade going, you can play good against the other teams too, I was like, wait, what do you mean by that?
That seems like not very much of a compliment.
But no, I don't know, man. I don't remember being all charged up or, I wasn't throwing up on the sidelines or anything like that.
But did you feel like I want to prove to them, just show them what they're missing kind of?
Sure. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. No question. And, but the problem is, though, with DK, he can't really play that card, right? Because he's the one that wanted out.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be
here.
Good
point.
But, ultimately.
They didn't shoo him out the door we don't want you anymore. Then thus the chip would form on the shoulder. So
yeah, well, I remember the only chip I had was I just remember Tom Flores was the GM, and when he found out how much money I was making, he said that's a lot of money for David. Okay, all right.
Again, doesn't feel like a compliment.
I like Tom Flores. He's such a nice guy. He was almost too nice to be a head coach, but obviously he had a ton of success. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't like my favorite thing, but it wasn't like I was pissed off at him or anything. But yeah, I mean, I just think whether you like it or not, you're going to have that. And then, some of it is the familiarity with the players. It's like when you get used to a guy in practice, and even if it's a really good player, I was around Carl Mecklenburg all the time and Steve Atwater and, like Kenny Easley and, those guys, like other people, like, wow, that guy's awesome. I remember looking at Howie Long going, man, look at that guy. What a stud. I mean, but if you're roommates or teammates with him, it's kind of like,
they're another guy.
Yeah, just another guy. I mean, I know he's really good. I recognize that, but it's not like, wow, look at him. So
you're not in awe.
Exactly.
Well, but do you believe him that it's another game? I don't buy it.
No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, but I think that's exactly what he should say.
And he's saying the right thing. Now, if you were the head coach, if you were Mike McDonald, would you tell Reek or, I don't know, maybe it's going to be Josh Jobe or any of the corners, like, yeah, go ahead and try to push his buttons, get him emotional, get him out of his game?
I don't see Mike McDonald being that kind of guy.
Maybe he doesn't even have to say it. If you're, I would think if you're one of those corners and you know DK very well, wouldn't that just be what you do?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna fire this guy up.
Yeah, I just think the one thing you got to do is be yourself. And if you're going outside of that, so, I mean, like Julian Love's not going to go over and start giving him a hard time or anything like that. But
Probably give him a big hug and miss you, man. Good luck to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch for sure. And then we played that cut earlier from Mike McDonald when he was asked about is Reek Woolen going to start this week? And it wasn't just an obvious, he's going to start. I mean, we played one game. To his words, he played well. That last drive was problematic, but he was pointing out all the moments where he played well. But he didn't say yes. He was like, well, what did he say? We'll see, or he didn't give an answer.
He said, we'll see, yeah.
Here, I got it again real quick.
Yeah.
Is Reek going to start this week? We'll see. We'll see.
Wow. I mean, he doesn't say much, but I feel like that's very telling that they if you're not certain about his ability to start, you've got an issue with the way he played, right? Beyond maybe just those two plays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he does play, I think it'll be a good sign because I don't think Mike's going to put him back out there if he doesn't have the right mindset. So maybe they found something out this week or whatever. But yeah, and I don't know. Maybe he says that about everybody, but.
How bad is that, though, if you're Woolen? We've talked about how crucial this year is. It's a contract year, and already after week 1, he's not being talked about as, the obvious starter. It's already a question mark.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not. And then the fact that people are asking questions about it, I mean, those two plays were problematic, man. I mean, it was so not like what I expected from him. So, again, I don't think I've ever seen a play where I'm like, when that ball was in the air, I was so sure that he was going to pick that off because he had made that play earlier where he came out of nowhere and knocked the ball down. And he wasn't even close to it. So I thought, okay, this is a pick. And, yeah, it was just so surprising. The one in the corner of the end zone, I mean, that was just one of those got thrown. I thought Purdy was throwing it away from the angle that I was looking at it. But, he just got beat on that play. That guy wanted it more.
Which one was more egregious to you? I know the tight end catching the touchdown obviously is more damaging, but it felt like the long one, the Pearsall one was.
Yes.
Because it just looked like he lost the ball. Because like he slowed up. I saw it, and I was like, oh, here comes the interception. He underthrew the ball. And then all of a sudden he's trying to gain ground again, trying to catch up. You're like, what did he see?
Yeah, and for a second there, when I looked at the replay, I was like, was he thinking, oh, I got this, maybe, and just underestimated? I mean, that thing happened. That was the same thing that kind of happened in the Minnesota game where Sam Darnold threw to Justin Jefferson, and except that was Julian Love that was late.
Yeah.
And that was a cover 2 situation where you got a corner and he's going to let him go to, you try to get that hole shot in between the safety and the corner. And I think that Julian just underestimated it. And I think that's what he would say, too. So it could be something as simple as that. And, that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if it happens to Julian Love, we're like, oh, man, that's just not a great play by Julian. But we know he wants to get there. We know, and I think there are question marks with Reek. And that's kind of the difference there. So, and, he has a laid-back kind of attitude. And then, if it's like he's not intense enough and he's not dialed in enough, people think, well, because of that personality, he needs to be more of a dog. And, and I think that's where that kind of snowballs for him. I think, that, which makes it sound a little bit worse than it really is. And so that's why I was saying yesterday, let's not vilify him like he's a bad guy and not a responsible, teammate or anything. But if that happens again and that becomes a problem, much like we talk about Anthony Bradford all the time, he's not going to be playing.
Yeah. Boy, can you imagine benched after the first week? That's just, we'll find out. That was a very interesting answer from Mike McDonald. Maybe he ends up starting, and maybe that, Reek hears this, and that provides a little more urgency to what he's doing out there as if he needed more. But it would certainly get me going if I were the player he was talking about, and that was the answer.
Yeah, I think what pisses people off and where they get sort of over-emotional about it is because he is so talented.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's not making plays, and on a play like that, it looked like he, stopped competing or whatever. I think that's what makes people angry.
All right, coming up, the loss to the 49ers put the spotlight on one weakness that the Seahawks have right now. We'll tell you what that is. Coming up next with Wyman and Bob, this is Seattle Sports on 710.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Germany. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here. You've heard Dave and I talking about our aches and pains and dealing with that throughout our life. And a lot of you have texted in talking about what you've gone through and injuries you've sustained. And some of you looking at surgery. Now, if you're considering surgery, put a pause on that for just a brief moment. I've got something that will be of interest to you. Wednesday, September 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
It's a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints. And like you said, Bob, I actually got paid to get hurt, whereas you did it for fun.
I paid to get hurt. Yeah, 14 years.
It cost you.
It cost not cheap either. So yeah, like a lot of you, we did it for free or actually paid to get hurt. But I was considering surgery. A lot of issues in my hip from all of the years of wear and tear. Had a torn labrum, a frayed tendon, some arthritis developing. Everything was wrong. And Dr. Wagner looked at the film and said, look, we can help you out. It's not going to fix everything 100%, but it's going to go a long way. And it's gone far enough to where I don't even think about surgery. Now I can walk long distances. I can get comfortable on a couch like you like to do, Dave. So it has been a world of difference, and I couldn't be happier that I did it.
Well, if you have joint pain, join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m. to learn more about stem cell therapy. Again, September 17th at 6 p.m. You can register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
At West Hills Autoplex, we thoroughly inspect and prepare every used car to be like new. Because to you, it is new. We also pay you top dollar for your vehicle. So there's no better place to give your old car a new story. Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3 Bremerton.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Why is Mazda of Everett the #1 dealer on the West Coast? Mazda of Everett is locally owned and operated for 20 years. They work hard to get you their best deal every time and to make sure you drive away happy. With over 700 new Mazdas, they stock more than anyone in the Seattle area. Find out for yourself why people keep coming back to Mazda of Everett. Take advantage of the Mazda of Everett price during the More to Move You sales event. MazdaofEverett.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Your future is looking bright. Win a share of $150,000 in glorious golden hour cash prizes every Saturday night in September. Get ready for 24-karat fun with new winners drawn every half hour starting at 6 p.m. Stay till midnight for the guaranteed grand finale of 10 grand. 50 grand on the last Saturday of the month. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Dave, would you say one of the things that makes you most happy, excited is when Matt is annoyed with somebody other than you? Or even you?
That annoys Matt.
You know what the worst part is?
I didn't have my microphone.
You didn't do it on purpose.
In light of everything we've just been talking about, Dave forgets to turn his mic on.
If Dave truly is at his happiest when I'm annoyed, he must have a great 4 hours every single day.
It is a treasure coming into work.
Oh, I love that he forgot to turn the mic on right there. And as we were reliving a story of somebody who kept trying to talk to Matt through we have a talkback button for those at home, so it doesn't go over the air, and I can talk to the guys, and Dave can talk to them while we're on the air. And somebody kept
Call him out. It was Charlie Furbush.
It was Charlie Furbush.
Call him out.
It was Charlie. Charlie kept hitting the on button, which means your mic is on going over the air, but he was trying to talk to Matt, thinking it was not going over. And he kept hitting it, and Matt would turn it off, and then Charlie would turn it back on and try to ask his question, and Matt would turn it off again and go, don't. And he kept turning it back on to try to ask him a question.
Bob, you just asked him, was it going out over the air? And Matt's like, of course it bleeping was, because he turned his microphone on.
I thought Matt might have potted the fader down at that point. That's why I asked that. But, yeah, Charlie just cackled through the whole thing. He thought it was hilarious.
Well,
I kept going, no, not that one. No, wrong one. And he just kept doing it.
I told Charlie, keep it up. It's good stuff, man. Yeah, I particularly enjoy when I can get under Matt's skin. And that was a good way. That wasn't even on purpose. So you like that it was totally organic, Matt? Yeah.
It's amazing, frankly. You couldn't script that moment. Well done, Dave. Proud of you.
So good. All right. Anyway, moving on. We're cracking ourselves up here. Was there anything from the defense, Dave, that you didn't see against the 49ers that you want to see? I mean, we'll remove the last drive, but that's the obvious, right? You want to see Reek Woolen play better in those situations, but leading up to that, I felt like it was a pretty solid day for that defense, really solid day. But was there anything you didn't see that you're like, all right, I need to see that in this game against the Steelers?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think Byron Murphy is going to be one because he's a first-round draft choice that we're going to be looking at. He had a play where he whooped his guy and was in the backfield, but two other guys came. I think it was Derek Hall and Boye Mafe. So, I mean, there was a series in the beginning where they were in the backfield a lot, and Jaron Reed made a lot of plays that were, and when I say a lot for a defensive tackle, I'm talking about 3 or 4, because those guys, they don't get the, they do their job and nobody notices it. And you get in meetings and you go, this guy's doing a great job. But if you're there at the game, you're not looking at Jaron Reed going, wow, that was a great play by Jaron Reed. No, but he's doing his job and he's allowing other guys to make plays. So, but the question here, is there an extra meeting guy? To me, that's Spoon, number one. And then the other guy is Big Cat. I think Big Cat is an extra meeting guy. He is one of those that has such a freakish combination of size and speed that, yeah, he is really hard to deal with. And one guy that's creeping into that I get, and he's already like a really good player, is Julian Love. Julian Love has a burst that's very Spoon-like, that every once in a while he'll make a play, and, the block punt was phenomenal, but he made some other plays where he closed on guys, and I'm like, is that 21?
When he had the sack?
It's number 20. Yeah, I mean, that play, there was another tackle that he made down near the goal line, just his urgency, and, yeah, I think he's starting to become that guy, too. But, yeah, as far as extra meeting guys go,
it's kind of, as far as, and I was asking that.
2 or 3.
But I was asking D-line specifically. Like, middle out. Do they have an extra meeting guy? And Big Cat's the only one I could think of that you could come close to putting in that conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a collection of good players. Maffe's a good player. Derek Hall's a good player. But do you have that guy? I mean, because we saw it, unfortunately, with Bosa. He's kind of that guy that, whether it's Aiden Hutchinson, whether it's Bosa, whether it's any of these guys we see that you look at and go, okay, what are we going to do about him? He's the problem we have to address. So is it more that they have a collection of guys that are good to very good, but they don't have the guy when it comes to somebody off that line?
Yeah, I mean, well, other than Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think those guys are all good players. Like I always say about Jaron Reed being kind of the goon, like he's the enforcer in there. He is hard to move, man. And he's making some good plays for an older guy now. What is he in his 10th year now? 11th maybe? So, yeah, I really like Jay Reed, but is he going to be like a Pro Bowler? Maybe not, but he is one of those guys I feel like is going to make a play every game and then do his job the rest of the time. So
we don't have a Trey Hendrickson, a Max Crosby.
Not yet. And last year I really thought it was going to be Boye Mafe. I thought, man, I don't know. I don't want to say that. If he's topped out, it's at a very high level. He's a very good player. I think he starts on most teams, but I just need to see him take that next step where he has like an incredible burst. It's kind of like, the Spoon example I was given with Julian Love, where you just see like, whoa, did you see that explosion there? And haven't really seen that. Derek Hall, I would say, he might be just because of his power, but I don't know that he has like his whole repertoire of moves all put together just yet. So he could be a guy, but I don't know. I mean, it's not very often, I think, that you find the extra meeting guy. I mean, most guys are really good in the NFL, but like Bosa is definitely one of those guys. And that's the thing about the Niners, man. I mean, you've got McCaffrey, you've got Kittle. Now all of a sudden this Pearsall kid looking really good.
Yeah.
Dude got shot.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass, right? I mean, like
that he came back and yeah.
I mean, I had a couple injuries that like wiped out some seasons for me, and it was because some stupid fat offensive lineman rolled into my knee. And like, if you would have said, "Hey, you can either have that will make you lose your entire year, or you get shot," I might take the shooting.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty badass that he's able to overcome that. I mean, that guy. Yeah, so I mean, they have a lot of those guys.
Yeah. Well, quick thought on Bosa. This from Daniel Jeremiah talking about Bosa making a ridiculous play and to come through when his team needed him the most.
I mean, some of it, I don't know how much carryover there is. Like, I don't know how many times, hopefully not many, where Lucas is going to get chucked into Sam Darnold's lap on one of the biggest, plays of the game, on the game-deciding play. There's not many. That's literally the best power rusher in the National Football League who just got under him and chucked him back into the quarterback. So I don't put that as much on Sam for that one.
I don't know anybody that put that one on Sam, but
I think initially they did, as we saw people saying, well, he dropped the ball. He fumbled the ball. I was like, well, no, when you see the replay, it's clear that the guy got pushed into his hand as he was bringing the arm back to throw the ball.
There's no way that Sam should have anticipated that there was going to be a collapse on the backside of the pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened, and credit to Bosa. He made it happen, and that was a huge play for him. Meanwhile, Hawks Live is back. You can join Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. at Bellevue Square Center Court for a live broadcast and a preview of this week's game against the Steelers, plus a visit from Seahawks receiver Torrey Horton. That's tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Bellevue Square Center Court. You can learn more at seattlesports.com/events. What if one play had gone differently for the Seahawks on Sunday? We'll do that. We'll break that down in What If Wednesdays version coming your way next. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40. Pre-game at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been really fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years, and that type of longevity obviously is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break, and most recently it's been our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. They're local, huge fans of our teams and big listeners at the station here, and also, better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate, and that means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. And because we celebrate the start of football season around here, I talked with the guys at Harley Exteriors, and they're offering no interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off. And also, take another $200 off your entire project. So to get a hold of them, call 833-HARLEY. That's 8333-HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine, and you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well, and your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
Whoa! Jason Kelsey just found out that NFL Sunday Ticket now lets you subscribe month to month.
Yeah!
He just realized you can join and cancel anytime.
Ha-ha! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now he just found $1 in the sofa.
Yeah!
And he just saw a great parking spot open up. Look, just because Jason's easily excited doesn't make NFL Sunday Ticket month to month any less great. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime.
Woo!
Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season. Cancel anytime. Terms and embargoes apply. No refunds. Commercial use excluded.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
What? What? It's time for What If Wednesday.
Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt.
Wyman and Bob rewrite the scripts of major moves and moments in sports every Wednesday afternoon. Now step into an alternative reality with Wyman and Bob.
It is What If Wednesday, presented by Mazda of Everett. And this was I don't know if it was a point of contention, but it was a conversation after the game. What if, Dave, the Seahawks had gone for it on 4th and 1? They had the ball from the 49ers 19-yard line, 3:24 left in the game, as opposed to going for the field goal. That became a conversation certainly after the game.
Yeah.
And then days after, what do you think? Do they end up winning? Do you have faith they're able to convert? If they don't convert, then we're all sitting there going, "You dope! Why didn't you take the points? You got the points right there. It gives you the lead." And you know how it goes. What do you think, though?
Well, I mean, look, universally, it's a 3.5 point edge at home, right? That's where, when they set the line,
even those Hawks were the underdogs going into this.
Yeah, but that's what you get, and so and the reason why is because a lot of games are decided by 3 points, and so you've got a really good defense that was number one in points allowed and yards allowed at the end of the year, the last 8 games. You got a great field goal kicker. You take the points and you play good defense. So I mean, but I brought it up. I can't remember if it was on the broadcast or if Rabes and I were talking about it during the break. Is that if we're on the road, and it's later in the season and we've got more of a trust factor with our offensive line and that we know we can pick that up.
Yeah.
What was it? 4th and 2?
4th and 1.
4th and 1. Then probably. If that whole thing plays out, nobody ever notices when you kick the field goal and you win.
Right.
Right. So, but they're short points at the end because they didn't go for it, the first down there. And by the way, it was at the 19-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't guarantee that you're getting into the end zone. So, but yeah, I think if you're on the road, maybe later, but at this point in the season, you're at home and, you're going to take the lead and you let your defense play it out.
And to his defense, the defense had been playing well up until that final drive.
Yeah.
And that was, again, I hate to, Reek Woolen is not the only reason they lost that game, but he was under that spotlight. He's receiving the lion's share of the blame on that final drive. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, despite the numbers, that's the other part of this game that looks weird. When you look at every category, that looks like the 49ers just kicked their butt. I mean, just time of possession was not even close. It was, 36 minutes to 22. It was just every category they dominated, yet the scoreboard told a different story.
Yeah.
So I guess, they're bending but not breaking technically. They're piling up first downs, and they're converting on fourth, and they've got more passing yards, more rushing yards, but they're not winning.
Yeah.
Until the end.
So, I mean, and look, there was really only 2 drives, right? I mean, the very first one and then the very last one. So, or I guess it was second last. But, yeah, I mean, those were really the only times that you were giving up yards, and they figured things out. I mean, we're going to look at a little football 101 thing here later in the week about, how that first drive, they had that 26-yard throw to Pearsall, and, that they adjusted to that because EJ ends up getting an interception off of that pretty similar play where he just gets depth, and we know how Purdy likes to rip it down the middle of the field, and he did a great job making an adjustment there. But other than that, they were keeping him pretty much in check. I mean, that's an offense that you look at the Niners and how they're built. They were very young on defense, still are, and then you've got a couple of players over there like Warner and Bosa and Lenore, but then you look at their offense. They're really good. I mean, they've got 3 really good offensive linemen, and we'll see how their guards develop. But they're 2 tackles in center. They got the tight end. They got McCaffrey. They got Purdy, Pearsall. I mean, it's a pretty damn good offense, and you held them in check. So I think you kick the field goal, and then you play defense.
Yeah. Who were they targeting when Job picked the ball off? Were they targeting Pearsall on that? Do you remember? I was trying to remember who the target was.
I don't know who he was targeting.
It was not a good throw.
It was terrible.
But I was trying to remember who the target was.
Yeah, there was like 2 guys. There was 4 guys around where he threw the ball, and it might have been Pearsall. But yeah, I mean, it was maybe the worst throw I've seen Purdy make ever. I mean, he usually is really good, and yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was a really bad throw. The Ernest Jones, I give credit to him on that. I didn't think that wasn't a bad ball from Purdy. That was just a great play by Ernest Jones. Terrible ball, the one that Joe picked off.
Yeah,
but he's so, man, the dude's just deceptive because you look at him and you just go, what is it that he's elite at? Whether it's size, speed, strength, arm strength. He doesn't have any of those, but yet he's kind of like Joe Montana, and I'm not saying he's equal talent. I'm not saying that, but you look at Joe Montana, he didn't have a cannon arm. He wasn't fast. He wasn't big. He wasn't this big, powerful guy, but he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, again, Purdy's going to be that guy, but it's just interesting that he's kind of similar in that, you look at him and physically you're not wowed by anything, yet he's very effective, as we saw.
Those kind of players are fascinating, aren't they?
Yes.
Like JSN, kind of.
Yeah. Physically, you're not pointing to anyone. Well, he dominates with this, that, or the other. It's just something about them. And even Largent was that guy. What did he had great hands, but he wasn't blowing by people. He certainly wasn't muscling people. He wasn't a big guy. He wasn't a 4-2 guy like Rabel. He was. But yeah, those are the guys that stand out more to me because of what they achieve when they don't have the obvious gifts that somebody like a DK Metcalf has, the size and speed and strength, and other players like that.
Yeah, exactly. And he's really, really good. I still was like questioning whether or not he was worth $265 million and whatever the guarantee was like 138 or something. I was like, I'm not so sure. If he's that guy, well, I mean, so far this year, he looks like he is.
At least for that game, because it looks like he could be out for a little bit. Got dinged up in that game, and it's going to be Mac Jones going for the 49ers for at least this weekend, maybe a couple of weeks. So see if the Seahawks can pick up some ground and, pass the 49ers. If the 49ers drop a couple, maybe the Seahawks get right against the Steelers and start moving into what we expect them to be. Because I think you and I both picked them to lose this game, did we not, when we went through our game by game?
Yeah, I did. But we both had them win in San Francisco, right?
Yeah,
so.
we had them 1-1. So
well,
let's hope we're wrong on this. We were wrong week 1. Let's hope we're wrong this week.
Yeah, and people were like, okay, are you going to panic if they go 0-2? No. They had some pretty tough stretches last year.
Yeah. No panic. It's not optimal, obviously, but it's far. You got too much time left. Too many games. All right, coming up, there's one move the Mariners absolutely have to make soon. We'll tell you what that is. Coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
Did you know that your windows and doors are your main source of energy loss? At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, our windows with triple weather stripping and gasket seals are up to 25% more efficient than Energy Star standards. LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Upgrade your home's energy efficiency before winter during Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings Event. Save $500 on every window, $1,000 on every door. Plus, enjoy 12 months same as cash financing. Details at LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
History, it It had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners looking to complete the sweep tonight against the Cardinals. They take the first 2 games to win the series. They send Logan Gilbert to the hill, who's had 3 quality starts in a row, looking to make it 4 tonight against the Cardinals. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, games going on right now. They're headed to the top of the 3rd in Baltimore. No score between the Pirates and the Orioles. Bottom of the 1st in Cleveland. Royals out to a 1-0 lead over the Guardians. Nationals and Marlins are scoreless in the top of the 2nd in Miami. Bottom of the 1st in Philadelphia. No score between the Mets and the Phillies. Some finals from earlier today. Brewers swept by the Texas Rangers. Brewers have the best record in all of Major League Baseball, and the Rangers go in and sweep them 6-3 the final in that one. Red Sox fall to the A's. That's good for the Mariners. 5-4 the final in that one. Diamondbacks beat the Giants 5-3, and the Angels take out the Twins 4-3. Just minutes away from the Blue Jays and the Astros getting together. Also Yankees and Tigers in New York.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. You want to weigh in on the Seahawks, the Mariners, who go for the sweep tonight. Whatever's on your mind, feel free to throw it up there. Meanwhile, we touched on this earlier, Dave, and the addition of Josh Naylor has been a resounding success. I think it's safe to say, right?
Absolutely.
We had a great conversation with him that a lot of people, really appreciated hearing from him and what he had to say, and I think it just – people liked him to begin with. They liked the acquisition. And then once they, A, saw the way he plays, B, his demeanor, I think, appeals to a lot of people. And then once they heard him talk, it just seems like this city fell in love with him. And he talked to one of the things that stood out to us in our conversation is him talking about T-Mobile Park. Because I remember I asked him when I said, T-Mobile Park's, thought obviously it's a pitcher's park. And he was off mic, but he goes, really? And I thought he was messing with us, no, duh. Yeah, obviously it's a pitcher's park. He's like, I don't think it, but he was serious. He said there, and I don't think it's a I think it's a hitter's park. I think it's easy to hit here. And we're just kind of like, oh, glad you feel that way. And I think at the time I was about to bring up, well, yeah, try hitting here at the end of March and April and May and then tell me.
Yeah.
But I elected not to do that, which I think was the smart move. But anyway.
Well, and that was at a point where we didn't really know him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I thought we really got to know him, just watching him and his demeanor and, what he does and how he prepares. And then when you and I interviewed him, it was on the heels of just a few days prior to that, Jen Mueller was interviewing him, and I was like, that looked terrifying to me, because he just, and I had a whole bunch of questions written down because I thought he might be short answer guy, but I don't know. I thought he was joking at that point.
I did too,
and I thought he was just doing it to be
sarcastic.
Yeah,
we all know it's a hitter's park kind of thing,
right?
Like, duh. But he was serious.
He was serious, and he's very serious about every response that he gives.
Well, but the beauty is he feels that way, and his numbers bear it out. His numbers here at T-Mobile Park since he's been a Mariner, 17 games, he's hitting .379 with a .438 on base, .724 slug, 1162 OPS.
Amazing.
I mean, he tears up this park. He's right. He sees it as a hitter's park, and for him it is. And you brought up Arozarena, 27 home runs, 17 of them here, 10 on the road. He likes hitting here. So point being, he's a guy that just loves hitting in this park, talked about it last night, talked about how even being an opponent, looked forward to coming to T-Mobile Park. And now he loves the fans. He loves the environment. And this is a bit of what he had to say last night.
I mean, the fans here are awesome. Even Contreras at first, he's like, oh, how's it going? But we just had a quick little conversation. He goes, man, this place is electric. And I'm like, yeah, it honestly really is. The fans get so excited. They get pumped up in big moments. It's kind of unexplainable. It's super cool to be a part of. Sometimes you kind of feel like the ground shaking a bit because it's so loud. Sometimes you can't hear your own thoughts because it's so loud. And that's what you want. That's what you want to play in. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very thankful for this fan base. They're super awesome, super cool. It's been awesome so far.
I think the biggest surprise in that comment was that he was having a conversation with somebody on first base.
Yeah, that's right. Who do you say, Contreras?
Yeah, with the Cardinals.
Yeah. The good news, as we get to know him, is that he's not just pandering to the crowd.
No, I think he's pretty.
He doesn't pander.
No, I think when he says it, it's what he means, and there's no gray area. I wonder what he meant by that. He's pretty literal and to the point.
Yeah, and we didn't really know. Like I said, we're just getting to know this guy, and I think Seattle fans are loving him, and you can tell he's not just doing it, just saying it because he wants to get a bunch of hype. And then the other thing that impresses me so much is I knew I could look at the numbers and see the kind of bat that we were getting, but no idea he would be a base stealer.
I don't think anybody thought that.
Yeah, and then and he hasn't been caught yet.
No,
not here in Seattle anyway. He had 2 caught stealing in Arizona because I think he also had 11 down there. But they were back to back. It's kind of interesting that he got, and then I don't know. I think he laid off. I don't think he had another steal for a long time after that. But yeah, that and then the defense. And you saw the sliding grounder that he scooped up yesterday and threw it. And I was very impressed by Munoz, how quickly he got over to cover the base. But it was just a beautiful play by him. So I didn't have any expectation for anything other than we need a power bat at the corner there.
Yeah.
And you end up getting more than that. So, and now the fans are just going to love him because – if you're listening and you hear him saying how much he loves the fans, I mean, this guy doesn't just, like you said, throw bouquets right and left.
No, it's whatever's on his mind is what he's going to say. And this is that clip when we were talking to him about, hitting in a pitcher's park. How do you feel about it? And you can hear him, if you listen closely in the background, you hear him go, really? But he was, again, thinking he was being sarcastic. He wasn't.
I mean, I've always liked hitting here. I've only been on the away side, and I couldn't wait to check off this place and come here and hit. I think it's a hitter's park more than a pitcher's park, to be honest. I think it's easy to hit here.
Easy to hit, where they edited out the question part. But yeah, he's easy to hit here. I don't know if anybody's ever said that. I mean, I know some make it look easy. Mike Trout might agree with him, but very few hitters I've ever heard talk about team. They may say, "Hey, I love this park. This is a great building." Blah blah blah. I've never heard anybody say, "Yeah, it's easy to hit here."
Yeah, not easy.
No, I've
Yeah,
never.
you might disagree that it's
I've
not.
never
his
heard
part.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool. And again, that's and all that matters is that he thinks that.
As long as he thinks that, and and again, the numbers prove
They
him
bear it
correct,
out,
man.
right?
It's easy for him.
Yeah.
Dan Wilson talking last night, just breaking down what makes him so good at the plate.
You know, he's a balanced hitter. You know, a guy that you know you just don't know how to pitch to on a consistent basis. He's tough. He'll hit any, like you mentioned. He hits anything, and you know, lefties, righties, doesn't matter. Some really good at bats against some left-handers tonight for him again. He's just a complete hitter in a lot of ways. He's got power. He's able to go the other way to pick up a hit. He's just a guy that finds barrels, and you know, I think in big moments, he's able to slow the game down and come up with a big hit like he did, you know, last night, and tonight's home run I thought was another, you know, indication that you know, he finds the big moment and is able to deliver.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's giving you everything you could want, and all this to say, you know, he's a free agent at the end of the year. I would obviously his reps, I would assume, are like, no, let's hit the market and see what the market bears. You know, I can't imagine that Jerry and Justin and the crew up there have not at least, you know, just broached the topic with his reps. Like, all right, you know, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys looking to do in this offseason? What's the goal with, you know, length per year? What do you guys ballpark? You know, just maybe getting a feel for it at least. Because I feel like it is crucial that they re-sign this guy because of how he fits. And again, he's not trying to make it sound like he's Pete Alonso and he's going to hit 45, 50 home runs. He's this big power bat and he's going to be a perennial all-star. He just fits. He just does everything really well. And he's not, I'm not making the case you got to have him above everybody else. He's the best first baseman in baseball. That's not true. But I think for them and how he's fit in so quickly and how he feels about the park and how his teammates feel about him and the fan base, it just feels like everything is lined up. Like this needs to happen. You need to figure out how to keep him here. And seeing the banner out there in left field was really cool. A homemade banner that was draped over the side when Arozarena hit his home run out there off the upper deck. You see the big banner. It says, "Sign Naylor now." Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not unique to us saying that. I just think this is an important move for the team, and I don't think it's lost on them.
Yeah, he's really easy to like, and like I said, he's an interesting sort of piece, and because you have to have guys that are, you know, to have a good locker room that are all, you know, a little bit different in unique ways, and he's one of those guys that just seems like I'm sure he can cut it loose and have fun and all that, but it just seems like he's very straightforward, and it's just kind of a different personality than the rest of the guys in there. I mean, most of the time we have players on, we're joking around with them a lot of times, but you know, with him, I don't think he gets too far one way or the other, but he's just all business too, and when you need to be. And I think maybe my favorite quote is him talking about, I don't really want to talk to the other guys. I'm trying to concentrate on the game. Yeah. So
JP said, I thought he hated me. Yeah, but I don't know if you saw the clip last night. I think he went and talked to Munoz after he made that play. Mm-hmm. Whatever. And at one point, he went and talked to Munoz, and he was asked, "What did you say to him? What did you guys talk about?" And he's like, "Nothing really." I asked him what he was doing later. You know, and he's deadpan. He's not trying to be funny. He's like, you know, just trying to lighten the situation and just, anything but baseball. Like, so what do you got going on later today? That was his quote. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't like making a joke. He was just like, just something to get your mind off of this. Just, you know, a light moment. I just thought, it's good. It reminded me of Bull Durham, like when they're out there talking about wedding gifts.
Right.
I mean, you know, candlesticks are always good. And, you know, we got a little cursed glove. We got a lot going on out here.
I like the assistant comes out and was like, napkins are always nice.
Place settings, candlesticks, those are always good. All right, let's go. So it reminded me of that moment. But he seems like he'd be a comforting voice out there if things are getting tense and you needed to chill a guy out. Like, it would serve him well. But
the other thing, you know, I would say that he sets an example for a team. And, you know, this is one of the things that I love about Devin Witherspoon is that when you're sitting there watching film, like a lot of times I hope I'm giving my best effort. And if you ever aren't, for whatever reason, sometimes, with some guys it's laziness or whatever, just not focusing, but sometimes it's just not being aware of it. And I feel like if you watch film with Devin Witherspoon, he's always aware. He's always going 100 miles an hour. That sets an example for the rest of the team. And I feel that way with about Naylor.
Yeah.
That, he sets that example. You got to have guys like that in your clubhouse.
Julio was asked what it is he respects about Naylor most. Here's what he said.
He's a competitor, man. Like, he just go out there to do everything he can to, like, help us win the game, man. Something that I respect, like, from him a lot. And, I'm really happy he's on our side and he's competing for us, too. Like, he just brings it every day. You know what you're going to get out of him. And, he's a dog, for real, though.
For real, though. Yeah, he's right. Once they, side note, they pointed out something on the broadcast last night that I thought was really accurate about Julio. Talking about there's nobody that seems to take more joy in celebrating his teammates' success than him. I mean, he's yelling and laughing and just smiling ear to ear when one of his guys comes up with a big moment or a home run, and he's like the ultimate cheerleader in there, beyond being a superstar for the team, being the face of the team, if you will. He's just as excited when Cal hits a home run, or Randy, or whoever, or Naylor. He's screaming and he's patting him on the back, and he's that demeanor, I think, is very genuine. Like he loves playing baseball and he loves to win, and it's pretty cool to see that out of him.
Yeah, and also he's been going through the slump part of it. I mean, he's always the same. That was one thing that stood out to me that Dan Wilson said about Eugenio Suarez, is that his superpower is that he's going to be the same guy every day at the clubhouse, no matter what. And Julio, that could describe him as well. I mean, you can't really tell when he's slumping. He hasn't, hung his head down. He hasn't said anything nasty in the media or anything. He just stays the same. And that's why the Mariners paid him all that money early on, because they knew his character. And that's huge, especially in this sport, right? I mean, you can go, like we've seen him go months with a really bad streak, and he handles it so well. Yeah. So I mean, he's a great example, because I'm sure every another scene from Bull Durham where the guys are trying to get out of a slump, and they're what is it? One guy had like a
chicken bone cross.
Chicken bone. He's like, here, let me get some of that.
Yeah. And by the way, how about that catch by Julio last night in the seventh inning? That was a hell of a catch. That was a great catch out there. But one more back to Naylor. This is just Dan talking about Naylor's intensity during games.
Yeah, I mean, he is, he's intense as they come, and the way he approaches the game, the focus that he has, the drive that he has. You saw a little emotion tonight on the homer, just trying to get guys fired up, and he's a leader out there on the field, and sees the game very differently, and is as we talked about, is a smart player. So having him out there, having him play that first base that he does, and the defense that he's given us, he's an exceptional player.
Yeah, he certainly, all of this to say, Mariners, you got to re-sign this guy. You cannot let this guy out of town. So hopefully everybody's on board and it makes sense and they can make it happen, because he's endeared himself to this fan base in that clubhouse in a very short amount of time. And I keep saying it, he just fits. Yeah. He just fits. Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st against the New Orleans Saints, and all you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. Meanwhile, just taking a look at some other things going on around the world of Major League Baseball. Kyle Schwarber hit his 50th home run of the season last night. First guy in the National League to hit 50. So he's just 3 behind Cal. Mm-hmm. And it made me think, we're debating Cal versus Aaron Judge. Which category does Cal dominate versus Judge? I wonder if it hurts his case if, hypothetically, let's say Cal slows down and Schwarber passes him. Schwarber has the most home runs when it's all said and done at the end of the season. Does that hurt Cal's case, I mean, it feels like part of his case to be made against Judge is that, hey, he leads all of Major League Baseball in home runs. That's one of his biggest cards to play here, obviously, and him playing catcher, certainly. But that's the big one. If somehow he gets passed and maybe he finishes second, how much does that hurt his case for MVP?
Yeah.
Even though I know Schwarber's National League, this American League, but just I think having that distinction of saying, well, hey, hang on, yeah, he doesn't have the average, but this guy led all of Major League Baseball in home runs.
Yeah, I mean, Schwarber is kind of easy to like. Also, right? I mean, yeah, we saw what he did in the All-Star game, going down to the knee to catch that last home run, just barely poked that over. But, now all of a sudden, you see Aaron Judge. It looks like he's a long ways down there at 44 is where he's stuck at, as opposed to 53. So, I don't know. I feel like, especially if they go on a run and make it into the playoffs, I feel pretty good about Cal's MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, what the voters are going to take into mind. There are a lot of categories that Judge is dominating. There's no doubt about that. How much weight they're going to put on Cal playing catcher, we'll find out. But for me, I was just thinking about it last night, going, well, that's been his biggest card to play, is just this home run pace that he's on. He's doing it as a catcher. The wear and tear and everything he does behind the plate makes it even more of an impressive number.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't own that title at the end of the year of being the guy that led all of Major League Baseball, does that, I don't know, a voter that was on the fence, does that voter now go, well, yeah, he finished second. Schwarber's got more home runs than he had, or you know what I mean?
Then you go back to Judge.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is that that's kind of like a check against him or something, like it doesn't give him as much juice or something. To me, the distinction of having that is what would help his case in a very big way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, Kyle Schwarber, easy to root for, but I think you're right. I think that does probably. I mean, he needs every edge that he can get, every advantage that he can get, Cal, and and I think after we've been talking about this for 2 months now, I think people it seems to be sinking in what he does, on the defensive side. And how he's managing a rotation, and I feel like that message has been delivered. I mean, what he is doing when he's not hitting home runs, I think, has been broadcasted everywhere. Everybody pretty much knows that. And you got enough guys like at MLB Network talking about it that really. But yeah, it would take the luster off of it a little bit if all of a sudden, Schwarber passes you.
Yeah. A couple other quick notes. Astros pitcher Luis Garcia making just his second start since recovering from Tommy John surgery. Left in the second inning last night. I think I saw a crawl. He's been placed on the IL. So yet another injury for the Houston Astros. Is it going to catch up with him yet? Mariners are a game back. We'll see what they do against the Blue Jays today. Talking about the Astros. Meanwhile, the Rangers won. They finished the sweep of the Brewers. So as we sit right now before the Mariners take the field, Rangers are one game back of that third wild card spot behind the Mariners.
Yeah, that's making it not so much fun. I want to just worry about the Astros, and the thing is, they took care of business against the Rangers.
Yeah,
I think they were 10-3 against Texas. So yeah, now all of a sudden they're finding it. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, just because when they came up here, we looked at all their pitching stats, and they're number one in a lot of them, and then you looked at their offense and go, boy, they're underperforming. Well, now they're performing. So that's
and they're doing it without Corey Seager. They're doing it without. Is Simeon still out? Simeon's out too. I mean, they're doing it without guys that are the core of their offense. Yeah. And they're just on a tear.
Garcia was hurt for a while too.
Adolis Garcia, yeah. I mean, so they're kind of like the Astros, maybe not to the same extent, but sort of just winning in spite of everything they're going up against in the way of injuries. So yeah, as we sit right now, the Rangers are one game back of the Mariners for that third wild card spot, and the Mariners are one game back of the Astros for first place. So it is tight. 17 games to go, man. It just coming down to the wire, to say the very least. All right, you can watch high school football live tomorrow night for the Seattle Sports Game of the Week, presented by STSPN. Fourth-ranked Eastside Catholic hosts Bishop Blanchette. So you can watch the game live tomorrow at 7 p.m. exclusively on the Seattle Sports app, seattlesports.com, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page. For the full 2025 matchups, visit seattlesports.com/high school. All right, coming up, she was on the broadcast for the first 2 Husky games of the season. We're going to catch up with Alyssa Charleston-Smith for Washington Wednesday. That is coming your way next with Wyman and Bob. It is Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30.
1 game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here. I want to tell you about one of the best decisions I've made in a very long time, maybe ever. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That is refractive lens exchange. Dr. Kopstein did my procedure, and he started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. So if you add King LASIK to K2 Vision, it equals Freedom Vision. Freedom for every stage of life, freedom from glasses, contacts, readers, and most importantly, cataracts. So if you're somebody like me who really struggled with small print, I'd have a hard time reading the text on my phone. I'm bumping up the text size. I had to have a pair of readers with me in a restaurant to read a menu, to read a receipt. I'm in a grocery store trying to read labels. I couldn't do any of it without having a pair of readers with me. So they were in every room of my house, in my car, everywhere. Or maybe you're on the other side and distance vision is a problem for you. Whatever it is, RLE could be your perfect and, more importantly, your permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And the best part of it is you will never develop a cataract. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors with all of the data to recommend the very best procedure for you. You can check it out for free. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. K2VisionRLE.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
The home of the the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Summer can be the best time of the year, but if it's not feeling good in your house, if it's turning into an oven, some of the problems might be because you don't have enough insulation in your crawl space or attic. In fact, many homes in our region have damaged insulation or even none at all. Yeah, it's Mike Salk here, and you got to get somebody to check on it. That's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and do a full corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic. And if it turns out that you've got a problem with your insulation, and maybe that's leading to bigger energy bills, guess what? Local utility companies have special incentives to help with the cost of getting your house properly insulated. In fact, if you're a PSC customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to get your attic properly insulated. Yep, 95%. Call Crawl Pros if you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Washington Wednesdays, presented by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
It is Washington Wednesday, and we get a chance to speak to one of our favorites. We love talking to this person every time we see her out at Seahawks, and now you see her on the Big Ten networks doing great work on the sidelines at these Husky games. She's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. She is Alyssa Charleston-Smith. How are you, Alyssa?
Oh, my goodness. I'm doing well. I'm so excited to be on with you guys. First time, long time. I listen to you all the time. I'm pumped to be on. Thanks for having me.
I sent her a script, a text to say all those nice things to us.
Well,
Thank you, Alyssa.
It sounded very natural. Didn't sound like you were reading it all. That was great.
I love working with Charleston. She is the best. We had fun when we were working together. You do a great job.
Oh, thanks, Dave. We did have a bunch of fun. We messed around, talked a little Seahawks.
See, now Dave's just saying that so you won't kick his butt in one-on-one basketball. So he's trying to get on your good side, hoping you'll take it easy on him.
Can I tell that story real quick? I was like, I went up to Alyssa and I said, "You think I could beat you in one-on-one basketball?" She's like, "No." Yeah. I was like, well, that no came out kind of fast. And I'm like, but I think she's right.
Yeah. I think she kind of laughed like,
athlete.
I think she looked at you like, is that a serious question? Get out of here.
I love
Stop. Alyssa, what's been your takeaway? First of all, how much do you think you really, I mean, with all due respect to Colorado State and UC Davis, it's not the power of the Big Ten, certainly, but what have you taken away from the performance of the Huskies in these 2 wins?
Yeah, I think you're right. You have to take it with a grain of salt, and I think they'd say it too. The Colorado State win is, frankly, way more impressive than the UC Davis win. That's a team I know that won 11 games last year. They were in the FCS semifinals, and a first-year head coach, and obviously Chris Peterson's alma mater. So all respect to the Davis Aggies, but the Huskies scored a touchdown on every single possession. So it didn't seem like there was much pushback, right? And you felt the size difference. Colorado State, there was a lot of question marks, like with how many just unknowns they had. They had to replace 10 of 11 starters on defense. Offensively, they definitely had the advantage in terms of quarterback experience in Braden Fowler-Nicolosi. So they kind of came out and surprised the Huskies. They're typically an air raid team, and they came out and ran like power run and a bunch of like jet sweeps and just surprised the Huskies defensively, so it was quite a test for Ryan Walters. He said that after the game. It felt like he almost went into the game without practicing. But I think what you know for sure about the Huskies is that they are way bigger than they were last year. They added over 1,000 pounds of weight. I mean, Jed Fish has a couple stats that he loves to reference, like not just weight room muscle mass, but legitimate pounds of body mass across his roster. And they're throwing it around. I mean, I was talking to their sports information director, Jeff Bechtold, the legend. He's been there for so long with football. But he said that last year, not one time did the Huskies have more rushing yards than passing yards. Well, that's been the case in both of these first two games. They've outrushed in terms of what they've done in the passing game. And they've got a running quarterback in DeMond Williams who got better from game 1 to game 2. He took less hits. He ran out of bounds when he was supposed to. He slid instead of taking a safety head on, which he did against Colorado State. And then Jonah Coleman is a monster, you guys. Like, he is a legit Heisman candidate, leads FBS in touchdowns with 7. And at will, I mean, he scored 5 rushing touchdowns. 4 of them were in the first half against UC Davis. He is just a freak of nature. And he is also a 3.93 student, which I think is super impressive, 4.0 at Arizona. And so I think they're smarter, they're bigger, and they're more of a Big Ten style team than they were last year, just by putting on a bunch of weight and getting a legit offensive line.
Yeah, Jonah Coleman, I mean, that kid's explosive. I'm looking at him, he's 5'9", 230 pounds. And is that kind of a, you know, you talked a little bit about Jed Fish and how, you know, it's not typical for him. He usually airs it out a little bit, but is that kind of a big surprise? And then tell us a little bit more about Jonah Coleman. Just sounds like an outstanding young man.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's just like you, Dave. He wears a grill like you did during a game, the full silver diamond grill, right?
That's right.
Dave's wearing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's only for games, too, that he wears that, because he surprised some people with some interviews where they're like, whoa, that guy has some bling in his mouth, but it's only for games.
Yeah.
I do think there's a switch in philosophy, just trusting him more and more, because he has, knock on wood, never fumbled in college football, which is really hard to do. He's so smart with the football and transferred over from Arizona. But, yeah, Dave, you talk about his story. I mean, this is a guy whose dad was involved in gang life really young in Stockton, California. He grew up in a rough area, and he's not someone to talk about it too much, because he definitely says it gave him an edge and it gave him something to kind of motivate him and run away from. But he didn't have many opportunities. I mean, in terms of just Stockton football in general, he had a quote that his agency put out that, like, you could either choose to be violent on the streets or violent on the field. And he chose to be violent on the field. And look at where it's taken him. He was under-recruited because he didn't have his academics together at a younger age. He got to Arizona surrounded by a bunch of academic advisors, had a 4.0, and then right now he has a 3.93 at UW, which is not easy to do. So, but the way he runs is just, like, scary. I mean, he dropped weight in the off season to get faster and become more of a receiving running back. That's what he wanted to focus on. But there was a time where I was, like, on the sideline. DeMond Williams was talking to his receiver, Denzel Boston, and they were talking about Jonah. And they were like, that dude had 4 guys hanging off of him. He still gets into the end zone. And it doesn't matter. They're still college football players that he's just treating like kids and getting into the end zone. He is honestly the most exciting player to watch, I think, for the Huskies since Michael Penix. And he might even top that in terms of just what he can do on the field.
Alyssa, what is it you want to see their next? They got the Apple Cup coming up. What is it you want to see that you haven't seen? You know, and again, you got to keep the opposition in mind, and then it gets really hard because you got Ohio State after that. But what do you want to see in this next game that you individually have not? You're curious about?
Yeah, I think their run defense still has a lot of question marks. The Colorado State running back kind of ran through them. He had like 70 or 80 yards in the first quarter alone. And they tightened up after that. They only allowed 14 rushing yards the rest of the way after the first quarter against Colorado State. But a lot of it is because Colorado State went away from the run. So you didn't necessarily see the run adjustments. Their linebackers are still kind of coming up and trying to figure out their identity. They just haven't quite proven that they can stop a really solid running back and go against a legit offensive line. And honestly, I mean, Washington State, they looked a lot better in game 2 against San Diego State, but that's still not going to completely prepare you for what Ohio State is going to bring late September. And the Huskies basically have this bye week to kind of, they're not doing a ton of self-scout. Jed Fish said they're just going to fundamentals, and they're going to go back to like the first 2 to 3 days of what they did in training camp. And they're not self-scouting much because you only have 2 games and not really serious opponents in terms of you look at the scoreboard at the end of the game. So run defense-wise, are they legit? Can they slow anybody down? You need to see that against Washington State. And then their offensive line still kind of answering questions, but they've got a freshman playing out there with some more experienced guys in John Mills, and he did well in the first 2 games. But I think the trenches, just because of the size of their first 2 opponents, you just really don't know. And I think DeMond Williams as a quarterback has answered a lot of questions. He's like a 78% passer in these first 2 games. I think he's like 80 overall, 80% in 4 starts. And Jed Fish actually said, like, I'm okay if he's like 65 to 68% if he's throwing the ball away and making some smarter business decisions, because after DeMond Williams, I mean, that guy cannot get hurt. You have to protect DeMond Williams Jr., and he just provides so much for the offense, like a running ability, but also his accuracy is just on a freakish level. I don't think it's talked about quite enough.
Hey, Alyssa, real quick, does the Apple Cup still have the allure that it does, or does this one in particular? Are you starting to feel the build-up for that?
I don't know. Like I'm not a Husky. I'm not a Coug. I've covered both teams. I've actually worked in both of their sports departments. So I feel for both sides, but I just don't know. Like, the coaches have changed so much since it was a meaningful game. It's in September. Like it has no meaning in terms of deciding a conference champion like it has in the past, or like the champions of the North. It's just hard to say. And I think because Washington State is now entering this new era of like Pac-12 that's going to look so different, I can't say that it does for someone who is like an outsider who still got so excited for those games when it was Mike Leach and Chris Peterson, or, truly anything after that. It's just, it doesn't have quite the same allure. But I think this year, because the Cougs won in such an exciting way last year, and John Mateer was so phenomenal and clutch, and the Huskies are still probably thinking about that play at the goal line that they didn't get. I think that is something that kind of makes it more exciting this year, where the Huskies do want to go to Pullman, where I believe since 2018 there's only been the one Apple Cup in Pullman. I think 2018 and then maybe 2022 when Michael Penix and co won in Pullman. I mean, it's hardly been over there because of the COVID pandemic and everything. Yeah. So that is something that gives a little juice to this rivalry. The fact that hopefully Washington State students, I heard that the attendance wasn't great for their San Diego State game, even though it was homecoming. So I think this one should bring some juice for Cougar fans, for Husky fans, all the trash talk. It's just weird that it's not being done around a Thanksgiving table where you just have families just going at each other's throats.
That's what makes the holidays great.
That's right.
Hey, Alyssa, quickly, if you play to 11 and you spot Dave 6 points.
Oh, come on now.
Does he have a chance?
6 points. I mean, honestly, I fear for injury for me.
No.
Just because this is a linebacker. You'd be smart, Dave. I know you would. But 6 points, I'd probably give it to you for 6 points. You could probably, it's just, I mean, I'm pregnant right now.
Alyssa, you need to stick with your first answer. Just no, he's not going to beat me.
She's throwing out.
I wouldn't score a point.
I'm pregnant right now, but if that weren't the case, you could give him 9. I'd still wax him. So,
child.
Yeah, congratulations on that. By the way, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, congrats on that. And you've done a great job there on the sidelines. It's fun watching you out there, and always good to catch up with you. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Yes, I would love that. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks, Alyssa.
There you go. There's Alyssa Charleston-Smith. You see her on the Big Ten Network there on the sidelines doing great work. And I don't know, spot you 6, Dave?
Yeah, she'd whoop me.
Coming up, it's the storyline that will loom over the Seahawks-Steelers matchup for the rest of the week. We'll get into more of that when we sweep the dial with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
In the Pacific Northwest, choose Star Rentals for construction equipment. With 18 locations, they deliver superior service and unmatched follow-through. Visit starrentals.com. Star Rentals, the preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Hundreds of vehicles on the ground, 8 dealerships, 14 brands, all in one location. Visit West Hills Autoplex. We have more brands in one location than anywhere else in Washington State, import or domestic, new or pre-owned. We make finding your perfect vehicle easy, and that means a remarkable car buying experience for you. Skip the hassle with West Hills' streamlined buying experience and feel confident buying from your neighborhood family-owned dealerships. West Hills Autoplex, Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3, Bremerton.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain. And and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Designed for working adults focused on the future. Classes start September 17th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the Dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
We heard from Brooke Pryor, and we talked about it a little bit. The DK Metcalf told reporters that he's not going to make a big deal about it, even though they have been. But Mike Tomlin was asked about it, and Tomlin kind of disagreed that this game will have some extra meaning for DK, even if DK doesn't want to admit it.
I haven't talked to him about it whatsoever. I don't know that I've seen him since we got off the airplane and got back here in a one-on-one like capacity. But common sense would tell you that it certainly does. They drafted him. He played there a number of years. Whether or not he will acknowledge it is up to him.
See, I love Tomlin.
He always has the right answer.
Yeah. Calling it, he's like, yeah, whether he acknowledges it or not is one thing. But yeah, common sense tells you, yes, it's going to mean something more than playing, like I said, the Chargers or the Raiders or any other team. So, yeah, it's whether it has an impact on his performance, that's debatable. But, yeah, of course, he's going to look at this a little differently. Whether it's excitement, like, hey, I'm excited to go up against my guys I used to go up against in practice every day, or I'm really familiar. I feel like I've got an advantage over this guy or that guy. But there's going to be a different level of intensity. It's just, I think that's human nature.
Totally. And I think I'm trying to describe what the feeling is of like familiarity. It's not like you don't have respect for the guy just because you've practiced with him and you know, seen him, but it's I don't know. They used to say anybody over 200 miles away is an expert or something my dad used to say. You know, it's like somebody from someone, you know, from somewhere else. You're like, ooh, they're from. I remember when we were in high school, we played this team from California. Like, ooh, they're from California.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, like that was a big deal when we were in Nevada. And yeah, I mean, I think that there's that familiarity does kind of. It's a little bit of like a respect thing, meaning. You know, you don't think of them as like superheroes as much as you do if you don't know the guy. You know, like I said when I was looking at Howie Long. You know, going, man, look at that guy.
Who's the guy that winked at you?
Yeah, that was Matt Millen.
You were in awe, and then he made you feel like a little kid.
Matt Millen came to my high school all-star game and was like, you know, talking to the kids and everything. And so I'd always looked up to him, and yeah, so I got caught in like a rookie moment where I was like looking at him, like looking at his uniform and everything, and he looks over at me like, "Hey, kid," gives me a wink. I'm like, "Oh man, what am I doing?"
Sweeping the Dial.
Pretty highly anticipated matchup this week. Chiefs are hosting the Eagles, rematch of the Super Bowl last year. And Patrick Mahomes is asked, well, have you watched the tape from that Super Bowl loss?
I'll watch every game after, so you have to learn from it. I mean, it sucks that you lose the game, but in order to progress and to be better next time, you have to watch it and learn from it. And so I don't know the exact amount of times, but you watch it, and then you watch it in the offseason with the team and with the coaches, and then you watch it obviously this week as well. And so they had a great game plan. They played hard and did a great job of disrupting my timing. And so I have to learn from that, find ways to get the ball out of my hand, and then when the opportunities are there, I think that's something I did miss early in the game. Is there was opportunities to make plays, and you got to make those plays. Because if you don't, they're not going to allow those opportunities again.
His voice still is jarring when you first hear it. It's just such a different sounding voice. But yeah, I don't know how much time you're going to sit there and spend on a Super Bowl loss looking at that tape, right? I mean,
well, he's right. You do have to face it. You know, you have to look at it and kind of in order to flush it, because I'm sure a lot of teams they don't get together and look at the tape afterwards, right? We're going to the Super Bowl, either parade or you're going to go like Luke Wilson did, and would he lock himself in his basement with video games and orange juice or something?
Oh, after the Patriots loss?
After the loss.
Yeah, I don't know if any of them looked at that tape again.
Sweeping the dial.
We just heard from Mike Tomlin about what the game might mean to DK Metcalf, but on the Seahawks side, they actually have to cover this guy who was a pretty big impact on the Steelers. So Mike McDonald broke down what they saw from DK's Steelers debut.
Again, it's one game. You have one game of how many plays they play, 50-something plays. The things that he does well are the things that they're doing with him, which is great. It's runaways, it's outside lane throws, all the routes that he runs really well, he's running those routes. Frankly, it's similar to the stuff we were doing with him last year. Yeah, we got to be ready for everything, right? They're allowed to put him anywhere they want, and he's allowed to run any route that they got called for him.
I love that.
He's adopting the Cal Raleigh philosophy. They're allowed to. They're not breaking any rules. He can run whatever route he'd like. Who do you think? I mean, we don't know if Reek's going to start, but who do you think has the best chance of locking him down, slowing him down? Is it Reek just based on his speed and his length, or
Spoon? Spoon plays so much bigger than his body is.
His hit he put on that tight end in that game. I mean, he flattened him.
He killed him.
And that dude smoked him like he was twice his size.
Yeah. And I saw his teammate go, "Are you all right?"
I mean, he took him off his feet.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Man. But you think Spoon would have the best chance of sticking with him?
Maybe there's the size advantage there, but he's the best cover guy, and he's the best football player on the team, and so, yeah, I think he's the best chance. I don't know how many one-on-one situations we're going to get into, but, yeah, it'll be interesting to see that and to see if, maybe Aaron Rodgers wants to stick it to us a little bit by making his...
I bet he does.
Yeah.
He seems like
making
that
this
type.
guy the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could very easily see him wanting to tee him up.
Tee him up, yeah.
Like, DK, you be ready because I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, what version of the Mariners lineup will we see tonight? We'll get into that and also find out everything we learned today. That's coming up with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and you've heard Dave and I talking about our aches and pains and how we've just beaten the daylights out of our body over the years, and we've already agreed Dave's a smart one. He got paid for his pain, whereas I paid for mine, and you guys probably paid for yours as well. But for those of you that have checked in with us and talked about procedures you may be facing, before you go under any knife, surgery, anything like that, this is something you might want to check out. Wednesday, September 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I would have played football for free, and my agent used to hate when I would say that. By the way, the live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in your rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, reduce pain, and osteoarthritic joints. And Bob, your experience with, I remember you talking about it early on, and, they took a little bit of time, but then it was a lot better, your recovery.
Decidedly better. I was to the point where just even walking long distances, my hip would start to ache, and laying on the couch or trying to get comfortable in bed, trying to tuck a pillow under my hip, just trying to find that perfect position and then not move. It was just too much to deal with, and I was looking at surgery, but now that I did this procedure, it's not even entered my head.
Yeah, so if you have that kind of joint pain like Bob does, join this free live stem cell webinar. It's Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m., and you'll learn all about stem cell therapy. Again, it's September 17th at 6 p.m. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, Brock Heward here. For my friends at PCF Construction, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop, and boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Upgrade your home's comfort, style, and energy efficiency before winter during Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings Event. Save $500 on every window, $1,000 on every door, plus enjoy 0 payments and 0 interest for 12 months. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mr. K's Construction reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Mr. K's Construction, committed to making your home and our community beautiful since 1977.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners getting back to it tonight, looking to complete the sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals. They took Game 2 last night, hoping for the sweep today when they send Logan Gilbert to the hill. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 with a pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Games that wrapped up earlier. Rangers complete the sweep of the Brewers, 6-3 the final in that one. Red Sox fall to the A's, 5-4. Diamondbacks take out the Giants 5-3, and it was the Angels over the Twins 4-3 as far as games going on right now. Pirates up 1-0 on the Orioles. That one headed to the top of the 7th. 3-2 is the score. Guardians in front of the Royals in the bottom of the 5th. Meanwhile, the Nationals are up 1-0 on the Marlins. Phillies up 2-1 on the Mets. The Yankees and Tigers are scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. And right now, top of the 4th in Toronto, the Blue Jays trailing the Astros 1-0.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
So the Mariners looking to complete the sweep tonight, Dave, which would be just go a long way before heading out on that road trip. The more damage they can do here at home and pile up, stack wins, as they say, against the Cardinals and the Angels, 4-game series with the Angels coming up, the better off they're going to be because, as we've seen, the Rangers are keeping pace. The Rangers, as we sit this moment, are 1 game behind the Mariners for that 3rd wild card spot. So
that sucks, man, because, now all of a sudden that Houston, you're trailing by 1 game there. You just want to concentrate on that. You don't have to worry about who's sneaking up behind you.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if you lose, you drop this one, all of a sudden it's a half game. They're a half game behind you. So, it's just there's no slack. That's part of the fun and part of the stress is just the inability to really have a downward turn in these final 17 games. And we I guess the good part of what we've seen in a couple of these wins is that game 1 against the Cardinals, no home runs. This team's kind of felt like they've lived and died throughout the season with the home run. Mm-hmm. But they found a way in that game to scratch out runs, whether you're talking sac flies and guys stealing bases. And then last night, the guys you tend to count on most, Cal and Julio, and then you throw in Gino in there too, your power guys, they combined to go 0 for 10 last night with 2 strikeouts. But you found a way to win. It was Naylor and it was Randy Rosarena, and they came through. So it just speaks to the depth of the lineup and the fact that, hey, all right, the big guys, the guys have been carrying it for the majority of the season, didn't come through in this game, but you had others step up and handle their business.
Looks at second, the pitch. Swung on. That is crushed. It's going to go. How far? It's just short of the upper deck. Goodbye, Randy Rosarena. A 3-run blast. Demolished. And with 1 swing, the Mariners have the lead. It is 3-2. Number 27 for Randy. No doubt.
So
for Randy.
Yeah, it was a great call, great moment. And then the game's tied at 3, and then here comes Josh Naylor.
The 2-1 swung on, blasted right field. Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor. A massive blast. The Mariners have the lead. It is 4-3.
Well, that's what's so cool about that is, and that's why you needed, Eugenio and Josh Naylor at the trade deadline, because, what we used to go through is, Cal, Julio, and, somebody else like Randy would go 0-4, and that would be it, the end.
Yeah.
Right. But now you've got a couple more bats just to kind of pad it a little bit. And those 2 guys, Naylor and Randy, go 4 for 8. 5 RBIs, and man, that it was kind of the same thing happened on the pitching side as well. I mean, you expect Kirby to go up there and be nails, and he just wasn't. So the bullpen comes in and picks him up. Mm-hmm. So I love that. It just made you feel like there's more than one way to win a game with this lineup and with this rotation, because they're kind of picking each other up right now. Love it.
What do you have more faith in right now, the lineup or the starting pitching?
Right now, it's the lineup for me. I mean, probably for a lot of people, too. I mean,
how long has it been since we could say that?
Yeah.
This team.
But 2015. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But yeah, I mean that part of it is. But I don't know. I mean, you can talk till you're blue in the face about how good pitching is and how important it is and how you win games with pitching and defense, but the offense sure feels better.
Yeah.
Like if you are just getting things going and you got a couple of hot bats and you're, scoring 5-6 runs, you just feel like there's always a chance. But man, some of those games where, in past years where, you got great pitching, but it's 1-0 or 2-0, and you just can't get anything going offensively. It just feels helpless.
Yeah, it was. We've lived many of those nights without question. But now just the lineup it is long. It doesn't feel longer. It is longer. It's just you've got more threats in that lineup, and you see when the stars, if you will, don't come through. These other guys are coming through, and this is not to minimize who Randy Arozarena is. I mean, he's got 27 bombs on the season, but I think when we talk about the core of the team and the guys you expect to come through, really kind of comes down to two guys, and Cal and Julio. Those are the ones they have the most expectation. But Randy's been huge for this team. He's a guy that got off to a slow start this year, but he was getting on base. He walked a lot early. He was getting on base, but he wasn't hitting. But he's turning in a tremendous year. And Julio talks about how this team has brought out the best in Arozarena.
Yeah, I just feel like, we embrace him. We embrace him in the way that he is. And I just feel like he has a big personality. And I feel like we just embrace him, allow him to be himself and, give him freedom because everybody's different. And, he definitely loves it here. And every time, since he got here, he have been doing his best, and, creating relationships and, just playing hard, every single day. So that's something that, he really likes it here.
Yeah, embraced his big personality. He's got celebrations at first base and third base now. And then when he crosses home plate, the only spot he doesn't celebrate is second base.
Yeah.
He's got a little thing with Eric Young on first. He's got a little thing with Negron on third. And then he comes across home plate. He'll fold the arms and stare at. And he's got. I don't know how those guys remember all their handshakes. He's got a different handshake for each player.
I know.
Different cellar. Him and Julio have something where they're hopping up and down, kicking their legs, and doing all that. I mean, it's just. Yeah, he does a lot of celebrating. I mean, he does have a big personality.
I think I saw the one I would most want would be the one that Cal does, where he goes up like he's going to shake the guy's hand and then he just walks past him.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. No, that creates a bond. I don't know. The one thing is like you got to go and practice those things. And it's just one more thing to memorize. I don't know. But
I don't want a handshake with it. Can I just shake your hand? Let's just do the same for everybody.
Speaking of that, does Naylor do any of that? I mean, does the angry bat throw?
Yeah.
But
I didn't see
I don't know if he has any
special handshakes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man.
It might just be a hand slap and a little dap.
Yeah.
Good to go.
The Mariner fans should feel pretty proud about Arozarena and Naylor because Randy, I remember when he was leaving Tampa Bay, he was crying, and he had a really good relationship with the people there, and it looks like the fans have really embraced him and, welcomed him. And I know a lot of people found out about, how attached he was in Tampa Bay, and they wanted to make it like a new home. And you saw a lot of poster boards out there for Randy. And then same thing with Naylor. I mean, everybody loves Naylor now. You talked about it. The big bed sheet or whatever it was.
The banner out there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he has really endeared himself to the fans because of, the things that he's been saying. But I think those two guys in particular, Naylor, I don't know that I've ever heard about anybody. He was saying that it's like electric. The last guy to say that was Jesse Winker.
See, why do you have to bring him
up?
up?
And so I was like, but I mean.
He called it an electric factory.
Yeah, he did. But no, Naylor, I mean, you believe him when he said, I think with, with the other one, I don't think that was super genuine, Winker.
Yeah.
He was just kind of pandering to the fans. But Naylor, I mean, the way he said it so calmly, and my family even comments about it. But good job by the Mariner fans, making these guys feel welcome, feel at home. So yeah,
Rosarena's another guy who's going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
So the Mariners got a couple of guys that have been crucial to what they're doing. Rosarena, I'll say this: even when he was not hitting that well, it seemed like when he did, it came up in big moments. He seems to have a knack for the big moment. He's not coming through every time, but he seems like more often than not, these home runs are coming at a crucial time, whether it's tying a game, giving them a lead, whatever, getting them back into it. He's got a knack for that moment, which is cool to see. And these are two guys they got to make choices on, and I would assume they'd like them both back. I don't know why you wouldn't want them both back, but, we'll see what the market says in terms of what their value is going to be and if the Mariners are going to be able to keep up, because both guys seem to just fit.
Yeah.
They just fit what they do. And we talked about the bullpen last night. I mean, it was a rough start for Kirby again, and the bullpen had to cover 5 innings last night, and they give up a combined 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. I mean, just a brilliant effort. And you look at him. We asked this. I was asked this on the video, Bob's Baseball Breakdown that I did with Justin. He asked me, "All right, give me in order who you've got the most confidence in," and he gave me Bizzardo, Spire, Brash, Munoz. Those were the names he gave me.
Are you able to tell us? Or
yeah, I'm
Bob's
trying to
Baseball
remember.
Breakdown's out there, right?
It's out there, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember what my answer was, because I think if we're just talking about where we are at today at this moment, I think I said Bizzardo. At the time, he'd had 13 appearances where he'd given up just 1 run, and I think he's up to 15 now.
Yeah.
He's just been outstanding. And Spire was great last night, and Brash was great last night, and Munoz. So the confidence is growing in them, but Bizzardo has just been he's been nails. I mean, I don't know what else you can expect from the guy. And Spire's had a couple of rough moments, but bounced back last night and looked really good. And Brash striking out the side, looking great. And Munoz, yeah, just it's trending the right way. But what order would you put them in?
Well, I'm sorry, I got to put Brash number 1, most reliable, most confidence, just because of the confused batters. That factor to me, I just his stuff is so special, and everybody looks so confused. And then, you've seen just close your eyes and swing. I mean, you're not going to hit. You're not going to get a hit from him. He has just that ridiculous slider. And so, yeah, I mean, I always think he's the most dynamic. And then after that, I'd say Munoz, and then Bizzardo, and then Spire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can text that in 866-979-3776. Lefko, where would you go with those 4? Give me your order.
Yeah.
As we sit right now, based on how they're performing.
I think I'd go Bizzardo, Brash, kind of 1A, 1B. Brash's stuff, nastier. It's filthy,
Yeah,
like
it's
what he did
ridiculous.
last night. So I think Brash by a little bit, but Bizzardo right after. Then Spire, then Munoz last, which is crazy to say because he's your closer and his stuff's electric too. But we've talked about it. Just the guy that gets on base or he allows traffic a lot.
Yeah.
In a situation like this down the stretch, that makes you very uneasy.
Yeah, I think I'm going Bizzardo, Brash, Munoz, Spire right now. That
Brash
could change
seems
by
to have the most confidence.
Yeah, I'm giving the edge just as I'm going prisoner of the moment. I'm going Bizzardo right now. He'd be 1.
I went back and checked the tape, Bob. You have Bizzardo first, Munoz second, then Brash, then Spire.
Okay.
Yeah.
So flip
Bob's
those.
official baseball breakdown on YouTube right now, Seattle Sports Channel.
There you go. Yeah, check it out. Hey, the Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st against the Saints. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's totally free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. Meanwhile, the Mariners hosting the Cardinals tonight, Game 3 of that series, looking for the sweep. The T-Mobile Park roof will most certainly be open. Another beautiful day outside. That's the Mariners Roof Report, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Time to find out what we learned.
This is a house of learned doctors.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
What did we learn today?
No one's a bigger idiot than me.
Stupidity is the easiest way out.
All right, so we didn't have any of those fancy teases that you like to throw out there, Lefko, to get us thinking about what it is you may have come
Truly
up
in the
with.
dark for this.
Totally in the dark, going into this blind. What did we learn today?
Well, we learned that if you're trying to make fun of someone, you best make sure that people can actually hear you.
Dave, would you say one of the things that makes you most happy, excited, is when Matt is annoyed with somebody other than you? Or even you?
That annoys Matt.
You know what the worst part is?
I didn't have my
You
microphone.
didn't do it on purpose.
In light of everything we've just been talking about, he forgets to turn his mic on.
If Dave truly is at his happiest when I'm annoyed, he must have a great 4 hours every single day.
It is a treasure coming into work.
I love that he forgot to turn the mic on right there. And if people knew what we were talking, they would appreciate the timing of that.
You could kind of hear my voice in the background very faintly because it was going through Bob's mic. It was on.
We had spent that whole break reliving the moment of Charlie turning his mic on, trying to talk to Matt, thinking he was hitting the talk back. Instead, he was on the air. Matt kept turning his mic off, and Charlie would turn it back on. So we were going through that, reliving that whole story, and then we come into that segment, and Dave doesn't turn his mic on.
I'm going to make a smart-ass comment about Matt, and got nothing.
Oh, the timing was just impeccable. Just perfect. The faint voice in the background.
Yeah. I swear I didn't do that on purpose.
Oh, so good. What else did we learn?
Well, sorry to stay with you here, Dave, but you had some good moments today. We did learn that we don't know what it is yet, but we learned that Wyman will absolutely forget something on the way to Pittsburgh this weekend.
I get worse packing for the road. Like, I forgot my power cord. I left a jacket behind. One time I went on a trip to Tennessee, didn't bring any underwear. Had to go shopping. Now I'm getting worse. This is my 8th year traveling with the team. You think it'd get better?
Bring underwear.
That's pretty important.
Yeah, that would be a crisis right there.
I got into Nashville, and Shannon sent me a picture of a stack of underwear that was sitting on
all clean and folded, ready to be packed.
There, ready to go.
Have you left much in the cities you've been in? Like coming back home, like, oh, I left my jacket in the hotel room, or
Matt, you remember that really cool NFL jacket that we both had, the Nike one, just very plain? Yeah,
I still have mine.
I don't. Left it in Nashville.
In the hotel?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then that was a different trip to Nashville. And then I've left multiple power cords behind. And then remember the one last year I left my computer in LA.
That's right.
Had to have them ship it up. Yeah, it's getting worse.
Are you always in a hurry when you're packing and leaving, do you think?
Yeah.
And
I always do just like my dad used to do, and I was like, I'll never do that. But I remember my dad always going, like, patting his pockets, you know.
Make sure
like,
the keys
do
were
I have
there.
Everything. I'm always doing that. And yeah, it's just.
And it's not working for you.
You know what I think it is that throws me off is I don't have my keys in my pocket, you know, because I don't need that because I'm on buses and whatnot. But maybe I should just start bringing the keys with me, and it'll give me a feeling of security, and that way I'll not forget things.
If you had a bet, what would you put the odds on of you forgetting something this weekend? Even though we've brought it to the forefront right now, you're well aware of it.
Since we've talked about it this much, probably about 90%.
So what do you think you're going to leave?
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. Yeah. That's the beauty of it.
I can't wait to find out.
That's the beauty.
I like that he wants you to identify what it is you're going to leave. I think it might be my belt. I'm going to leave my belt this time.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Trying to be proactive, but I guess there's no way to avoid this.
Yeah, I wonder how much money I've spent on the road.
Paying for shipping,
paying
to
for
have things
stuff that
shipped back.
I need to buy instead of.
Yeah. What else did we learn?
Well, we learned that some of us are just not team players on this show.
I asked you guys last night, should we grow mustaches?
Yeah, look, if we hit number one in the ratings, if it's going to lead to that, I'll grow a mustache.
All right.
Yeah, we got to hit number one.
Lefko, you down?
Lefko, he could grow a mustache in an afternoon,
Like
I think.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think it would look good, but I would make the sacrifice.
I think you could grow it in what, probably 2-3 days?
Yeah. It would come in pretty quickly, and then it would look awful, and then I'd shave it all off around it, and then it would...
You can get creative with it. Go with a handlebar.
Here's the big issue. It could come in kind of wispily quickly. I don't know how it would look, if it would fill out, or if it would just be patchy.
Well, Mike, you're starting to get me excited now.
Okay.
I really want to know what it looks like.
Matt, could you grow a mustache?
I could, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to be part of this.
No team player here.
What if it meant that we were number one in the ratings?
Oh, goody. Number one in the ratings. I don't care.
Tried to throw the Mariners making the playoffs as the thing that hangs in the balance. He would go out of his way to shave then.
It's hard to figure what motivates Matt Nelson. Not sure.
Very little.
Chaos.
Have you ever had like a goatee or anything? Or
During COVID, I grew a beard.
Did you really?
Yeah. And every single person who saw me in person made fun of it. And I just decided, well, never doing that again.
Lefko, you ever had a beard or mustache or goatee or anything?
No, it's just scruff and laziness. So I haven't shaved. But
Yeah.
not a full-on
You never
beard.
committed to growing it out?
Yeah, that's the laziness sometimes.
Yeah.
The beard will show up.
Did we learn anything else?
Yeah, we learned that it's pretty easy to win our ticket giveaway.
All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab. Where's that Win tab, Lefko? Where's that located?
Ooh, catching me off guard here. But luckily, I know it's in the bottom right of the app. I want to walk Dave Wyman through it right now. Dave, if you'll please take out your phone. Just to prove that anyone can do it. Just open up our Seattle Sports app.
Even a caveman can do it, Dave.
Here we go. As
Is
Wyman
my phone
peers
supposed to
at
have a
it.
button on it like this in the front?
Okay. See, well, you got to figure out how to turn on your phone first.
Shannon doesn't have a button. I was trying to work her phone. I'm like,
Where's the
how do you
button?
do it?
I
It's
don't-
like you just swipe it. I'm
I
like,
don't have a button on mine.
So it's the
I'm
bottom
button.
right of your app. Whenever you figure out how to get your phone on and working.
It's the bottom right. Do you really have a button on your phone?
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's really small, apparently.
Is that like an iPhone 4? What is that?
I don't know. How do you find out?
I think we can show you off the air.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at Matt.
Who's we?
We, somewhere back there, will guide him through the whole process.
Lefko can be we.
I retired from that.
You know what, Matt? If you don't grow a mustache, I'm going to not turn on my microphone for a week.
Are you threatening me with not having to hear you?
I think that's what he's doing. That's
Yes,
going to backfire.
effectively.
All right,
luck.
that does it for us. Want to thank our guests today, Brooke Pryor, Eric Saubert, Alyssa Charleston-Smith, all joining us on the program. You can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Mariners pregame coming your way next. We'll talk to you tomorrow with Wyman and Bob.
One game back.
Massive bat flip as this one sails away. Goodbye, Josh Naylor.
On a 5-game win streak and just a game back of Houston in the AL West, the Mariners go for a sweep of the Cardinals tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30.
One game out of first place.
It's the Mariners' push to the playoffs, and it's only on Seattle Sports on 710 in the Seattle Sports app.
At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer premium windows that are 25% more energy efficient, reduce noise by 50%, and come with clean glass technology. And Leak Armor Installation gives you a lifetime warranty to protect your home. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident Book Series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing, and mention you heard it from me, and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue. or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. Not a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
This is Seattle